persist. Challenge fate with iron fists. For the realm will stand and die. Paladins with battle cry. Wicked forces we defy. Underneath the blood-red sky. Steady aim and cool resolve. In this war we won't dissolve. Blood brothers, we unite. In the dark we bring the light. Oh, sweet take are never broken. Honor's creed forever spoken. Blood brothers, we unite. In the dark we bring the light. Oh, sweet take are never broken. Honor's creed forever spoken.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Inner Sleuths live stream. Today we got an update from Mainframe. We got some new information coming out about Market Square Part 3. Spoiler alert, it's going to arrive on March 13th. That's when the next content patch is going to be added in, just a few short days away, coming in just before a really fun RP event that's planned with a couple of our friends. If you guys want to tag along with that, join the Cheeky Buggers United Discord server. We have a community Discord server where we all like to hang out. We play all kinds of games over there, but we have an event room where we keep all of our events posted, and it's kind of funny. I was just chatting about it with them. We're going to be getting dancing just before the ball. How ironic is that? But there's quite a bit of stuff in this patch, in these patch notes that are going to be up and coming in just a couple of days. And I want to hear all of your guys' ideas and thoughts and comments, questions, concerns on absolutely all of it. Good, bad, or indifferent, I want to hear from you because that's what this place is for. This is a platform for us to have freedom of speech, to sit down and chat with each other as long as you're acting in good faith. I will read your comments, questions, and concerns, and let's have a conversation about it. My voice is still not 100% right now. In fact, I'm fighting the urge to cough right now. So I'm going to do my best to get through this with you guys and have some fun along the way. I do have a very special guest here who's going to be giving her point of view on a lot of this stuff as well to keep things fresh. So we have little sweet Ange with us, and she's going to be telling us her opinion on some of these topics as well, and helping me to better read your guys' comments and keep up with all the chat. So everyone give a warm welcome to Ange. And Ange, thank you so much for being on this podcast with me here today for this episode of PaxCast.
Always.
Let's see, who do we got in chat so far? We got German 3D Printing Nerd, really great to see you. Crash, we got Templar, Tom, Kaldoom, Nanette, Starbuck, God Silent Grace, Maven, Darth, Excuse, Sibella. Ton of people in chat. Really great to see you guys. Thanks for stopping by and taking the time out of your busy day to hang out with us here. Thank you for that subscription. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. We're actually over 1,200 now. That makes 1,201. The number in the top left lags a little bit behind. We do have a subscriber goal of 2,000, which we are working towards. So if you guys would like to help us reach that goal, please click that subscribe button down below. And before I forget, huge shout out to all of my channel members. You guys are the best. Thank you for the continued support, even during the drought that we're in right now in terms of content for PAX Day. I really, really do appreciate each and every single one of you. We are dual streaming right now over to Twitch. I just recently started doing this. It's my attempt to cast a little bit of a wider net and bridge the gap between multiple audiences here. So if you guys are watching over on Twitch, I don't have a lot of stuff set up over on Twitch as of yet. YouTube will remain my main platform. So if you guys are finding us on Twitch and you have a YouTube account, please consider coming over to YouTube and subscribing. If you guys are watching on YouTube, it does help if you go and follow me over on Twitch, but it's all in an attempt to cast a wider net so we can bring the news and these important, because I think these are very important dialogues we have here on the channel, bringing these to a wider audience. I can see all chat from Twitch and YouTube alike. So I will be reading your questions, comments, and concerns. I do my best to get to every single message, but if you really want something read for sure, Super Chat is the way to go. Let's see, let's catch up on a little bit chat here before we hop into stuff. Let's see here. Starbucks says this is going to be about the compass. I think the compass is in this along with some other things, including some building pieces and actually some pretty good things. Some of them you could argue should have already been added into the game, but there is some pretty good stuff in this, I think. Some new features I think people are really going to like. Maven says, hello, brothers and sisters. Great to see you, Maven. Darth says, some weirdo named Void, something messaged me on Discord about this stream. You know it. I got to make sure that you were here, brother. I want to hear what you have to say about all this stuff. God Silence Grace says, it's the push they needed. Ange. Maven's hitting you with the Ange. Sabella says, let's dance. XU says, hello, everyone. Yeah, it's really great to see you guys. I know I haven't been as active. Well, it's because we haven't really had that much content. I'm doing my best. We're going to be doing some RP stream. We do a lot of RP, and we're still playing PAX Day, and we play a lot of other games too, because again, first and foremost, we are a community, and I like to make sure everyone knows that. We play all kinds of games together. So if you ever want to hang out with cool people, play cool games, make awesome memories, the Cheeky Buggers United is really the place to do that. If you're over on YouTube, you can type !Discord, and you'll get a link over to join our Discord server. If you're on Twitch, the commands won't work over there, unfortunately, but on my channel, you should find links to everything over on Twitch as well. But yeah, if you guys want to have fun playing all kinds of games, please consider joining the Cheeky Buggers United. It's a great place to really meet some awesome people. I have met so many wonderful people, and we play all kinds of games together, just having an absolute blast. That is our number one goal here at the Cheeky Buggers United, is to make sure that everyone's having a great time, and that everyone is respected and is in a nice, comfortable place to just be themselves and enjoy gaming, because that's what it's all about. Nanette says, the quality of life in this game is definitely improving finally. I am more excited about the building pieces coming in, though. Yeah, there are some really good quality of life features that are going to be coming into PAX Day pretty soon as well. Guys, if you would like to join the Order of the Blood Brothers and you'd like to take that blood oath and stand up for freedom and justice wherever it may need to be protected, you can type !website over on YouTube in chat, and you will get a link over to the Cheeky Buggers United website, which is www.cheekybugger.net, and you can fill out your very own application to join the Order of the Blood Brothers. It is kind of a dual process now as well, because when you sign up to join the Blood Brothers or the community, you can choose what you want to partake in. So you're basically signing up to join the Cheeky Buggers United. We have a vetting process. We vet everyone who joins. And then once you're verified, you can choose to join the Order of the Blood Brothers for PAX Day. You can join our World of Warcraft guild. You can join any clans or private servers that we're hosting at the current time. You can partake in all of that once you are vetted and verified. So head over to our website, get your applications in. We just had 8 new applicants in the last week. So at times we do get flooded. So the sooner you get that application in, even if you don't have the game, if you're thinking about getting it, it's better to get your application in sooner rather than later so we can get that vetting process taken care of for you. All right, well, without further ado, we're going to hop into, I know I got a bunch of chat going by already with some comments about the things that are coming in this. Let's get into this. Let's start to break down what we're actually going to be getting in the Market Square Part 3 so we can start to have some dialogue on this. If this is your first time here, do not be shy. my absolute favorite thing to do is to interact with you guys in chat, to read your questions, comments, and concerns, and to have a good faith conversation with all of you. So don't be shy if you're first time here. Hop in chat. We don't bite, and we love to interact with you guys. So let's see what they have to say here. They start off. I didn't know this was posted actually it says 4 days ago, but I feel like they just posted this. But it says right here 4 days ago. So I'm not too sure what that's about, but apparently 4 days ago they put this out, and they go on to say, hello Paxians, get ready for an exciting new chapter. Market Square Part 3 is dropping on March 13th, just a couple days away, guys. We'll be performing maintenance starting at 10:30 a.m. UTC. You can convert that to your local time. In the estimated downtime of about an hour. They've sometimes had their downtimes extended a little further, so I wouldn't count exactly on it being an hour, but that's what they're aiming for, is for that downtime of server maintenance to be about an hour. And that says probably they posted it and then they finally made the announcement. That may be the case. I'm not too sure. Jade, how's it going? Welcome into the stream. Jade says Void, and I agree with Nanette, building pieces. Yeah, I think a lot of people are really excited for those building pieces. I think it's going to add a lot of flair to the world, give people some options as opposed to just using the same old stuff that we've been using. But we'll break that down further when we get down into that section here, when we get to that part where they're talking about it. Maven says extension is fine, better than crashing and being down for hours and hours trying to recover. Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100% with that. So they go on to say, along with the features we've already revealed in the recent spotlights, which they did. In our previous episodes of PaxCast, we went over a lot of the different things that they have been spotlighting. They've been kind of talking about a lot of these features on their own in these little spotlights in order to better communicate with the community. And I think it has been pretty good, to be honest. Their communication in the past has not been perfect, but I think that these spotlights are a step in the right direction, keeping us informed in smaller steps along the way rather than keeping us in the dark for so long. So it is nice to see those spotlights. And again, I'm not here to blow rainbows up anybody's bum. I'm not here to be a doomsayer. I find myself to be somewhere more in the middle. I try to just look at things rationally, but I will always be as honest as possible with you guys. I'm not here to shill, but I'm not here to give false hope or anything like that. Although I do love looking forward to the future of PAX Day. So I like to praise things when they need praise. And I think those spotlights are actually really good communication. We're adding a bunch of extra content, mainly quality of life improvements, to make your PAX Day experience even better. Full patch notes will be available on maintenance day. So this is not an extensive patch notes list here, unfortunately. This is just touching on some of the stuff that they felt that they wanted to reveal or make sure that we knew was coming in this next update here in just 2 short days. And they're giving us a sneak peek, they say right here. Cat died. How's it going, man? He says, yo, how's it going? Happy to see something changing. Absolutely. I think that's the sentiment from a lot of people is, I know people who have put down the game and they're saying, I'll come back at full release. I'll come back on a major update. I'll come back when this quality of life is added. And I completely understand where they're coming from. Early access games and alpha games and beta games, they're not for everybody. It's a development process. And every developer and development team is going to handle that process in a different way. Now, we can agree with it. We could disagree with it. It is what it is at the end of the day. We're just along for the ride. I mean, our money was willingly given to them with the state of the game as it currently was. But I think the future's bright for PAX Day. I think it is, honestly. I think it may take longer than we want. But I agree with you, Cat Died. 100%. It is so nice to see things actually changing in the game, actually getting some real tangible content. Now, this may not be the content that some people are hoping for. This may not be enough to bring certain people back, and that's okay. Hopefully in the future, they can win some people back over and bring them back into the game and give us more of a reason to want to log in every day other than just trying to get our daily grace, because truth be told, the grace is not that exciting for me. I don't use it all that often. I don't really find it to be it can be helpful. It can be useful. But when you're in a larger clan, it's like resources and things are not that hard to acquire as it is. So I think that, the future is going to bring some pretty big changes, hopefully, into the game. All right, let's see what else they say here. So they go on to talk about the compass here. We've seen the spotlight on the compass. They say we'll be introducing the in-game compass. This handy tool will help you navigate PAX Day, showing cardinal directions, nearby points of interest, and even your custom markers. Prefer to explore without it? No problem. You can toggle it off in the settings. I think that having it being toggleable, we talked about this before. A lot of this stuff is going to be rehashing some of the stuff that we've already talked about on previous episodes of PaxCast, but I think having it toggleable is the right call. Because I know some people aren't going to want to see it at all. I mean, I don't really necessarily need a compass per se. I would probably use it if I had a bunch of markers for, let's say, resources, and I wanted to hop directly between them. I could have those markers be shown, and I could show the compass while I'm hopping between them and gathering. But then I kind of know the home valleys, and I know the cardinal directions by heart now. I know the lay of the land, so to speak. So I don't really see this being anything too big, and honestly, a compass should have been there from the beginning of the game, and I would even argue maybe even a mini map. We do a lot of theory craft here on the channel, and I know our last episode of PaxCast, we threw a little bit of shade. It was all in good fun, but we had the hashtag SoonTM counter up on the screen. It was all in good fun, guys. But I don't know. I mean, the compass should have been there from the get-go. I think a mini map would be a lot more useful and a lot more welcomed by the community. But it is nice to see that they are thinking about role players and thinking about immersion by having it be toggleable. Ange, I know it's not like a big topic, but do you have any comments or anything that you'd like to say about the compass?
So I know obviously we're not that excited about the compass, right? Because we've played the game for so long and we know the areas. But I am excited for new people who are coming into the game, because they don't know directions. They don't know anything like that. So yeah, I think we're a bit kind of jaded on it, because we're like, we'd rather, as Jade and everybody else has said, new building pieces. But we also have to think about the new people who are coming in. I mean, like you said, we've had 8 new members. So I'm excited for them on their behalf. That's exciting.
Absolutely.
Us,
right. And I resonate with that a lot, because we've talked a lot on the podcast here on the channel before about, I love when they add new quality of life features and fix the early game issues, because then the people who are signing up, they're going to have a much better experience. So I didn't really think about that with the compass, but I think you're absolutely right on that. I think that's a good thing to remember, that veteran players, we may not think that a lot of these features are like the most important things because we know our way around and stuff like that. But you're absolutely correct. The new player experience, anything that they can do to help the new player experience is going to make the game that much more accessible to more people. So I think you're absolutely spot on with that. Let's catch up on a little more chat here. We got Darth saying the compass has cardinal directions. Won't that offend our ravens? Not to mention crows. It's the crow flies, not as the cardinal. It's as the crow flies, not as the cardinal flies. German 3D printing nerd Crash says, I use the Grace in the PvP area to get done faster. Absolutely. No, and I'm not saying the Grace is useless. I'm just saying, like, in terms of features being added to the game, was it like the biggest, most profound, most game-changing, altering thing and that could have been added in? Not really. I think as they add more features to it, Crash, it's going to become more powerful and more useful. I still, until my mind can be changed on it, I don't like the idea of purchasing Grace. I know it's a little off topic. I don't really like the idea of purchasing Grace with gold. I think it you can take something that can be purchased with a real money transaction from individuals, and then you're turning it into a system that is supposed to not be purchasable and not transferable. So I think it's just a little bit of a loophole. I think it's a little bit of a quirky thing. I understand the need for having certain systems that don't necessarily make sense from a role play standpoint, but it's not my favorite thing to be able to purchase Grace that way. I think maybe they could come up with something a little more creative, you know? Cat Died says a lot of summary mobile gaming-esque or scummy mobile gaming-esque things are creeping into the game. I have noticed that, yeah, and I've talked about it a lot on the channel before about my concerns on those different things. I really hope that they don't fall victim to that, don't fall prey to that, and they don't fall predator to that. I hope that they're not going to be the predators on us, the prey, with microtransactions and with a lot of mobile game systems. I play on a PC. I don't play on console even, let alone play games on my phone. I play on PC for a reason. I mean, they call it the PC master race for a reason. It's the way that gaming should be. You can call me biased, but I think games should be made on PC and then ported to console. I think it's a lot easier to port keybinds for controller and stuff into a game rather than the other way around. That's just my point of view on it. You guys don't have to agree with that, but yeah, I think that they are adding certain things that are going to add levels of concern, such as microtransactions and things. Because I did read a post somewhere where they were talking about cosmetics and things being added at some point. I don't know. I don't want to speak on it too much. Maybe if someone has an article or something written on that we can go in more in depth on it, but I'm not too sure. Red says, are we getting mounts soon, or is GTA 6 going to drop before that? That is that's a coin flip. I don't know. What do you think, Ange? Which one do you think we'll get first, GTA 6, or do you think we'll get mounts and PAX Day?
No comment.
No comment.
No comments. So let me ask you this. So I know we talked a little bit about grace. Do you feel, you know how they always give us grace, right? They give you a little bit every day.
Daily, yeah, you get 10.
Yeah, so what if instead of grace, they give us gold?
I don't know if that'd be better or worse, to be honest. I mean, it's an idea for sure. Where would at least the grace, you could kind of role play it like you're gaining grace by being in the graces of the gods and existing in Gallia or something. I don't know, but like, where would the gold come from? I think it's kind of silly that when you buy something or sell something at a market stall, like 10% of your gold just poofs into thin air to some ethereal unknown king that you're paying your taxes to. And I think that that's a bit silly because it's my market stall. I built it with my own two hands. It's my items that we went and collected from dungeons that I'm selling. And and it's on my property. Why do I have to pay a tax? I get it. It's a game mechanic to have a gold sink, but if they were to give us gold for logging in, I'm not sure how, at the end of the day, would it really make a difference? I don't think so. I think it would be just about the same, really. And then you could just purchase the grace with that gold. But yeah, I mean, I'd be indifferent about it, to be honest. I think they could come up with something more creative though than, honestly, I think that the daily login bonus was they saw the numbers dropping and they still, see the numbers dropping. Actually, they came up a little bit, but they saw the numbers dropping so hard that they felt putting in a daily login system would try and keep their players active a little more. But I think that ultimately, not everyone really even logs in every single day to get the grace anymore. It's like, I have so much grace. I have like 3,000 grace. I'm like, why do I need to buy any more grace at this point? I guess just to have more of it. It's not ultimately that useful to me, but maybe in the future they can come up with a more in-depth way for us to acquire it and purchase it.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about like the people who don't go to dungeons or don't go, to the owl posts.
Right.
So, how are they collecting gold? Well,
exactly.
Right now their options are super limited, but if they're given, say, 1,000 gold a week, then they can decide, okay, do I spend that gold on grace or do I save it and go to a marketplace? It gives you them more options as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think in the future, it will probably be fueled by more player interaction. I mean, right now, the market stalls and money moving and things like that, it doesn't really make that much of an impact. Sorry about my voice, guys. It's getting there. It's almost better. It's getting there. I'm able to talk a little more, but my voice is still on the fringe a little bit. But yeah, I think ultimately once the game is a full-fledged MMO, and let me close your eyes and imagine with me for a moment, a world where PAX Day is completed. It has mounts, it has travel, it has other zones. You can go on boats and go to far-reaching lands and gather resources in other regions that can't be gathered in Gallia and bring them back and sell them for high profit because you're a merchant and you're trading stuff and you got supply chains and there's PvP in the Wildlands and there's danger around every corner, and it's this immersive full-fledged MMO with everything you need to play, right? If that was the case, and when that is the case, if that ever is the case, I think that the markets and everything they'll be bustling. So even if you don't go and fight to earn coin, I think you'll be able to go to your market stalls and put things up for sale or bring things to other cities, be a traveling merchant and be like, hey, I have a bunch of this material and I'm wanting to sell it. Like, you don't have to slay a single monster. You don't have to really fight anything at all. And you could possibly just make a living that way. Right now, it's kind of impossible to do that because I think it's too hard with the saturation of everything. Gold is kind of useless, to be honest. Like it's kind of a nice to have, but it's not really like needed that much. But that's my take on it. I think once the systems are fleshed out a little more, it will be much easier for those people to actually make a living. Yeah. Got a bunch of chat to catch up on here. Let me catch up on chat and then we'll go on to our next point. We got Red saying, where are the damn werewolves that Damone Kim said? Where are they? That's actually, I do know of one werewolf in game. It's not one that Damone knew of, though. Cat Died says they have mobile game devs on their team. They want the game to be played on mobile and cloud gaming. Yeah, that is true. I have heard that. Hopefully, we don't get a lot of those scummy features in PAX Day, though. I think, honestly, if that stuff was to creep in, I think it would just kill the game. That's just my opinion. Nanette says, I vote GTA 6 first, LOL. You might be onto something there. XU says, I'd say GTA 6 at this rate. Could be. Maven says, grace for good deeds. Yeah, and Maven, we've talked a lot about this on the channel before. Having grace come from something more tangible. Make the system not just purchased with gold. Make it actually obtained by some game mechanic where you're doing good deeds or helping people or doing whatever to a pantheon or to a deity or doing something, achievements in game, daily achievements, even if it's chopping this many trees or enacting this much of something. That way people who don't have the gold can still acquire it by doing their daily quests or weekly quests. I mean, World of Warcraft has weekly quests and daily quests, and they're a lot of fun to do, actually. It keeps you engaged in earning a resource. Right now, it's just kind of like buy your resource, and I'm just not a huge fan of it. But yeah, I agree with you, Maven. I think grace for good deeds or something like that could be pretty cool. EOTB says, when hell freezes over and you have no soul left in you, we get mounts and fast travel. Maybe so. I guess time will tell, right? Nanette says, to be honest, they need to work on the grace system, but I understand it takes a lot for those systems. But to also have a mechanism to lose grace would make it more interesting for it, maybe. Absolutely. I mean, I think that gold and grace should be, maybe, I don't know, because grace is kind of like an ethereal thing. Like, how could I lose my good graces, I guess? I don't know. They could maybe figure out something. I mean, listen, they're the devs, right? Come up with something unique. Come up with, I shouldn't have to sit here and come up with it. I'm happy to theory craft about it, but they should be able to come up with something a little more interactive, you know? That's just my opinion. But yeah, I think that if they could come up with some interesting game mechanics where you lose grace or maybe gold or something like that, maybe in PvP, only a certain portion, like in Diablo, a certain portion of your gold can be taken. Maybe they change up that loot system a little bit there to make it a little more risk-reward balanced, so to speak. Maven says, at Red, werewolves are among us. Indeed they are. The Cat Died says, to gain grace, we need to gather a bunch of silver fir branches, make a pilgrimage to one of those ruined churches, and offer them up for the grace offering at midnight. That's freaking awesome. You know what? Like, what do you think about that, Ange? Think we should do this? That makes sense.
Let's do it.
I think we need to do this now out of like purpose. I think we have to do this, actually. We need to go around, Cat Died, and all of us, we need to gather up fir branches, and we should make that into an RP event, because we love RP here. And everything that I say, I understand the non-RP side of things, but whenever I speak on something, guys, I'm always talking from a role player's point of view. So kind of keep that in mind as well with a lot of our topics here. I think we should do that, and we should like stream it or make a video of it and put it up and have it be like a new ritual. Every time we go to like get grace in large quantities, or like once a week to atone for all the grace that we've acquired, we take like 10 fir branches or a single fir branch and we go burn it like at one of the churches or something. That'd be freaking awesome. I'm down for that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Let's see. It's got a bunch of chat here, guys. I'm trying to keep up with it. I got 3 chickens from my third daughter and this fake donkey. wait, what? Badger Zeus, great to see you. Welcome into the stream, buddy. Grace for deeds or other deeper system is probably the plan long term. Yeah, I hope so. I think that'd be really great. I think that'd be really, really awesome, to be honest. Let's see here. Red says, I'll be honest, from a gamer perspective, Mainframe is a small studio. Rockstar is huge compared to them, but they have unlimited resources compared to Mainframe. But this is what I'm trying to get at. Players are bleeding out. I'm one of them. I love PAX Day. When it first came out, I sank so many hours into it. Yeah, I'm at like 2K. I'm at like 2,000 hours. It was funny too, because I saw a review went up on YouTube from someone, some streamer or some YouTuber, and it was like, my 50-hour review of PAX Day. Is this game worth it? And I'm like, brother, you have no idea. I have 2,000 hours in this game. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of streaming under my belt, showing the game off in all of its glory. I am going to be doing a review video though coming up. My 2,000-hour review of PAX Day and what it could mean in the future. So let's look forward to that, guys. It's gonna be pretty cool. But Red goes on to say, I've built stuff, done dungeon runs, hunted boars and bears. There's only so much to do in game when you are literally the content for said game. And I agree with you there 100%. But we have to remember, it's early access. It's beta. They said this is a beta. I know it shouldn't justify all of it top to bottom, but that is good to remember that, it is a beta. So, and it's an alpha, and there's no or it's a beta and a early access, and there's no problem. There's nothing wrong with putting it down. I always tell people, I'm like, if you ever get frustrated with anything, gaming should be about enjoying your time, spending your time with awesome people, making awesome memories. That's what we're all about here. And if you're not having fun playing PAX Day, play something else in the time being. We can post servers for stuff. We can go play Star Citizen or whatever it may be to blow off some steam and have a good time. It doesn't need to be 100% PAX Day 100% of the time. And some people may not like hearing that. Some people love hearing that. It is what it is, though. But I think that everyone should enjoy their time playing games. So Red goes on to say, you can only do it so much till it gets repetitive and the joy becomes a chore. Mainframe is going to have an uphill fight ahead of them. Absolutely. I agree 100%. I resonate with that. And that's why I always tell people, if you're not having fun with it, put it down. Stay up with the news, keep up with it, chat with people, make friendships, bond with people over it. But don't let it upset you. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it make you mad or sour in life or anything like that. Fadril, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Fadril says, hello, everyone from the Stag and Willow Inn located in Bloodhaven. Fadril, really great to see you. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Cat Died says, absolutely. Oh, to the fir branch thing. EFTV says selling fir branches 1 million gold each. Well, they are one of the rarest things in the game. Hey, those pegs. Ange, you heard about the pegs, right?
I heard about the pegs. Yes, it's a very serious matter.
Some people are really sad. Some people are really upset.
No.
I mean, they're like,
we can bring back fir branches, silver fir branches for them.
Some people are like, man, why they got to take my pegs? But in all seriousness, some people are actually upset because they're like, why are they taking out content? We did talk about this on the last episode of PaxCast as well. I know I say that a lot, but hey, they rehash a lot of stuff. They're talking about stuff we already know about, so we got to do the same. We gotta cover it all. But yeah, some people are actually upset. They're like, why are they taking content out of the game? Why are they removing? I think that they're just trying to streamline it. I don't think they're trying to like remove things from it.
Right.
Let's see here. Kev, how's it going, Kev? Kev made it from Skywatch. Kev, really great to see you guys. We have an event on our event board, our public event board. Everyone is welcome to. Do we remember what day it is, Ange? Is it the 23rd?
We do. It is the 23rd. Yes, Sunday.
Sunday, the 23rd of March, guys. If you'd like to come out to Skywatch with us, with the Blood Brothers, you guys can join our caravan. We're going to be marching out to Skywatch to meet Kev and his clan out there. His humble clan has built a wonderful, absolutely amazing base out there, and it has evolved since then. It's going to be new to me even. They're going to give us a little bit of a tour, and we're going to hang out for a little bit, have a nice, fun little RP event. It's going to be a great time. So if you guys are wanting to come out there with us, please come on out to Bloodhaven and join us. If you'd like directions, just let me know. There's a ton of people in chat, or you can join the Discord and we can find directions for you to come and meet us out there or whatever it may be. But it's great to see you, Kev. Welcome into the stream. Let's see. There's a bunch of chat still. I'm trying to catch up on all of it. Let's see. Red said, it's sad that Mainframe is still doing the market update at this point. Some random kid is going to find the cure for cancer before mounts or fishing or even farming. I think they're working on those things, and we've talked about this again, and I know I keep saying that a lot. I think they're hitting major roadblocks when it comes to Unreal Engine and implementing an open world MMO like this into Unreal Engine. The developer of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, or one of the developers, came out and said, anyone who's trying to develop an open world MMO like this in Unreal Engine, they're going to run into severe problems. And I think that's what's happening. I think they're hitting a lot of roadblocks that are really just putting a huge dampener on the content that they're able to push out. I personally think they're sandbagging. I think they have more content than they're leading on, and I think they're perfectionists. Because look, like we had Sitting in Chairs. How long ago did they announce that? I mean, it was months and months ago, and now we're just about to get it. We're just about to get Sitting in Chairs. I think they're perfectionists, and I think that that's dampening it as well. So it's a multifaceted thing. But I know a lot of people would like to see fishing and farming and stuff as opposed to what we're getting right now. But there's not much we can do about it other than have a conversation about it. Starbucks, welcome into the stream, Starbucks. Great to see you. Starbucks says, I've been playing a single player game called Avowed, and I would love to see the combat systems from that game, or see the combat systems come into this game. As is, combat is simply click, 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 meh. It's boring, gets boring very quickly. Yeah, I can see that 100%. There are a little bit of tactics to it. I mean, obviously, as you know, Starbuck, you can time your blocks, you can do certain things. There is some magic and certain timings and things like that. But yeah, it does come down to a lot of clicking, that's for sure. I would at least like to see being able to hold left click. I mean, that would save my mouse, right? Like I wouldn't have to break my mouse, my left click, by spamming it if I could just hold it down. I think that'd be a really nice quality of life feature. Let's see. EOTB says free from clanmates, of course. What's that in reference to? I'm not sure what that's in reference to. I'm behind on chat.
Selling the fir branches, the silver.
Oh yeah, I see. Oh, gotcha. Thank you for that, Ange. Yeah, selling the fir branches, but it's free to clanmates. We're a little behind on chat, so I'm trying to keep the context of when the messages were written, and we're backed up here. I'm doing my best to get to all your messages, though, guys, because it's my favorite thing to do. We're fireballing through them. Kev says I'm a little over 5,000 hours. You have 5,000 hours in this game?
Woof.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I have 2,000 hours, and I thought I was insane for that. That's crazy, Kev. That's a lot of dedication, man. Absolutely a ton of dedication there. Game is kind of dried up with interest, but I'm chill and enjoy the peace. Absolutely. I mean, and that's, again, I'll say it once and I'll say it a million times. That is our main goal. We should be enjoying everything we're doing as gamers. I could walk out my front door and get hit by a freaking meteorite and just, I'm done. And I want all the time that I've spent here and the memories we've made to be some of the most special and enjoyable times that I've ever spent. You know what I mean? Does that resonate with you, Ange? Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
You want to enjoy gaming, right?
Yes.
So I'm with you, Kev. That's what we're all about. Enjoy the peace and have a little bit of chill. And you know what? I mean, I think that I've said this before too. I think the game's going to be drastically different. Once the game comes to full release, I think it's going to be such a different game than what we're used to right now. We're helping to shape that. We're giving our feedback. We're coming here on these podcasts and all these other videos, and other YouTubers and stuff are putting out stuff as well. And we're going in the comments section and we're having a good time chatting about the game. Hey, listen, I love PAX Day. No matter what, I have got my money's worth because I've met a exorbitant amount of amazing individuals. Ange being among them, Maven being among them, countless other people that I can't even begin to name you all. I have met so many wonderful people, gotten to know so many great people, made friendships that are going to last a lifetime. Literally, friendships have been made in PAX that will last a lifetime. So I always tell you, even if they close up shop tomorrow, it's not going to change the memories we've made. That's what it all comes down to, Kev. And I really, really am happy that you said that. You're chilling and you're enjoying some peace. And that's what we're doing too. Mm-hmm. We hop in, we play when we want to, little RP events. We keep things fresh and having fun. We welcome in new members left, right, center. And we just have a good time. So I'm glad that you're doing the same thing, Kev. It's great to hear that. Red says, let's just say I've managed to escape from Tarkov, unfortunately. I got sent back into the gulag in the middle of a customs since the new AI update. F my life. I ended up back in Tarkov. Oh no. Jade says, I have a chest of pegs. Yo, you're saving them, right? You save those for after they get rid of them. Those are going to skyrocket in value. Those are limited run pegs right now, guys.
Yeah.
Those are limited run pegs. Speaking of limited run, I know this is a little bit off topic, but I talk about, some of the other podcasts and stuff we got going on the channel. If you're interested at all in card games, make sure you guys are staying tuned to this channel because I have some shorts that are going to be coming out of the new Star Wars Unlimited set for what's it called? Jump to Light Speed that just came out a couple days ago. And we got some absolutely insane pulls, guys. I got 7 showcases in one night. I know it doesn't mean much to people who don't know the game, but crazy, crazy pulls. Just for an example, one of the Darth Vaders that I pulled sells for $450. Crazy stuff going on in that scene. So if you guys are interested in that, please subscribe as well, because we'll be doing some shorts for Star Wars coming up pretty soon as well. But yeah, Jade.
About seeing that.
What'd you say, Ange?
I'm so excited to see them.
Oh, the polls and stuff? Yeah, I got to edit them. I recorded on my phone. They're not as professional as I normally do with my top-down cam because we were out at Dane's Games out in Geneva, Illinois, one of our local stores that we love to frequent. And I like to shout out Dane because he's such a good guy. He's got great prices, great people there. I've met some awesome, awesome people to play physicalized card games with. So shout out to Dane's Games. If you guys are in the Chicagoland area, please go visit Dane's Games. Show him a little bit of support. He's got 2 stores now. He opened one up in West Chicago as well. But yeah, Jade, those pegs, those are going to go up in value. You got to make sure that you safeguard those. Kev says, I have chests of fir branches too. Oh my gosh, you're rich, Kev. If you got, let me tell you, if you got chests filled with fir branches, it's all over. I mean, you've won the game at that point, man. You're going to have so much freaking money. Those are limited edition. Oh, I never even said my thought on the, speaking of limited edition, the new set, they have new cards called Prestige. They're limited run. They can only come from the Carbonite Collector Edition booster boxes or booster packs, and they have serialized numbered cards. It's pretty damn cool, guys. I know it's not like anything new for people who play Magic or anything like that, but this Star Wars game just came out like last year, so it's pretty new. A bunch of chat I'm still trying to keep up with. John, thank you for the super sticker of the squirrel. Really appreciate you, John. All right, it was a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. First out of 5 towards our super chat goal. Really appreciate the continued support, John. And thank you for being a continued member as well. You can see that nice shiny gold star right there next to John. That means he's been a member for a very long time. So thank you, John, for the continued support. I really appreciate you, brother. UTB, thank you for the link over to the website there. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up on chat so we can go on to the next topic here. Red says, of course, they have more content, Griffin, Wyverns, and even the supposed werewolves. Quit teasing me, Mainframe. I swear to Christ, you're going to give a tariff. You're going to get a tariff slapped. You're going to get a tariff slapped on you before we get new enemies. Oh my gosh. Cat Died says, they've teased world bosses so many times. Well, like in Alpha 1, world bosses were already in the game. So we already know that they're there to some degree, but again, I think this comes back to them being perfectionists. And I think that can be a little hard sometimes, because sometimes when you're perfectionist, things get delayed a little bit and they get pushed back and back and back. So I think that, like how Star Citizen does it, sometimes you have to just get things out the door and get it in our hands. And that's going to upset some people because they're going to be like, hey, my toy's broken. But some other people are going to be like, hey, thanks for getting it in our hands. I think sometimes they feel like they're going to be in a lose-lose situation. It is what it is. I mean, hey, we're going to get the stuff when we get it. We're going to test the absolute hell out of it. We're going to report all the bugs with F8. And I always encourage people, put your thoughts in there as well when it comes to things like that. But world bosses, we have seen a lot of stuff about those. There's some cool artwork and things like that as well. We got a bunch more chat here. Let's see. Cat Died says, give me actual content. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people resonate with that as well. I think it's coming. I think we're getting some stuff here and there, and these are just to hold us over while we get some of the bigger stuff. Ostrich, how's it going? Welcome back into the stream, Ostrich. Great to see you. Ostrich says, we liking the market update here. So far, I think it's pretty cool what we've been talking about. I mean, some of this stuff I think some people are a little salty on, but hey, that's what my podcast is for, to have that open platform where grievances and praise can both be given. I'm looking forward to all the features. I really am. I think that I think a lot of us are looking forward to a lot of these. I think we're really looking forward to when we get some more challenging things into the game for like larger clans like ours, where we can have world bosses. Let us all come together and rally to take down a griffin or a wyvern or a dragon. We're ready, Osric. We're ready for that change. We need that in our lives. Give the Order of the Blood Brothers something big to fight. Give us something to protect the free and innocent from, But it's great to see you, Osric. Thanks for stopping by the stream, buddy. Red says I'm salty as fuck. Oh, no. I get it, though. Saltier than a hero sausage. Hey, those things are perfectly seasoned. Those are perfectly seasoned. Trust me. Ostrich says, we've been working on combat on the side. There's, of course, never enough There's, of course, never enough that we can do, but it's getting better. I agree with that. I think that, there's always room for improvement in things. And it's great to hear that you think that as well. Hey, if you got any little tidbits that you want to throw our way, I'd willing to hear any cool stuff that you're working on the side, but no pressure. It's just great. It's just great to have you here. I appreciate you stopping by. All right, guys, I think I've caught up on chat a little bit here. What are you laughing at, Ange?
You're right, though. Yeah. Let us know.
For those of you who are just tuning in, I see the viewer counts skyrocketing right now. For those of you who are just tuning in, we do have a special guest. We have Ange here with us. That's who you hear chuckling in the background. Hey. We got Ange on stream with us. She's giving her 2 cents on things. So that was the compass. We'll watch the little short clip here. So anyone who hasn't seen it before, we also have talked about this on previous episodes of PaxCast, but this is the compass that's going to be coming into the game with the next update. So here we go. Let's let this roll. I'm going to mute it because it's blowing my eardrums out. So you can see the compass up at the top of the screen. It's got your cardinal directions. It goes based on your look, it looks like. So as they're panning the camera and not the direction of their character, you can see the compass spinning there. So it does go based on the direction of your camera. Good thing to note. It's showing the Stella there and the Petra days, shows all of your markers and things like that. They did talk about you'll be able to actually filter which one of these little, what are they called? Little markers on the map or whatever. You'll be able to filter which one of those actually show up eventually. Not with the first iteration. Again, they're going to get this into our hands first and we can mess around with it, but not in the first iteration. Osric says, let me see here. Osric says, we have been working on the comment on the side. Oh, I read that one. He says, cat died. No actual content yet. Sorry. The sad face. Nah, we get it, man. It's no big deal. We're all here for the long haul. We're just having a good time. We like to theory craft about the future, Yes, there actually is werewolf, Osric. As you know, we are Advent role players. We have a whole slew of backstory. I mean, we have a whole pantheon of 9 deities, and that's one of the biggest things that I'm really pushing for is more features that will allow us to role play more freely. Give us the tools to build the world. We are the content right now, for all intents and purposes, to be honest. And, having more tools to allow us to better fulfill our role play duties and things like that would be really, really great. And I'm hoping that when the religion system does come in, it's not hard set on, well, you want to be in the church, you're a pope at the top. Let us name those things. Give us a little bit of creative freedom. I know that there's the official gods of the game and stuff like that, and that's really cool, but nothing is going to change the fact that we have 9 gods in a pantheon and they all represent something different and we have rituals. Our wiki.cheekybuggers.net has a lot of really great information about our backstory and about our roleplay and stuff. But as Osric, as you know, we have a very rich lore, so werewolves are a part of that. Let's catch up on a little more chat here. Let's see. Curtis, welcome into the stream, Curtis. Great to see you here today. Thanks for stopping by. He says, I've got ideas for trade, contracts to move stuff for a fee and a cash payment upon completion. Yeah, we kind of already have that on our Discord. Sorry about my voice. I can hear it's starting to go on the fringe. I still have this cough I can't get rid of. This is not my normal silky smooth here, so I do apologize for that, guys. But we kind of already have that, Curtis, over on our Discord. We have the bounty board. We made the bounty board almost day one, 8 months ago, 6 months ago, we came out with the bounty board. And it's a great place for you to go and put up a quest, to put up something that you're seeking or offering to people. It honestly has been a great tool to help smaller clans acquire things. They can come there and request services from our Black Bloods, in which case we go into the dungeons, we acquire said item, we take it to our crafters, and then we have a determined fee and all that for it. So it does help to fuel the world around us. But yeah, check out the bounty board. We do have an oath board for those of you. I know there's a lot of people in the clan who are in chat. We do have the oath board that is for the in-clan stuff. So that's for not really trades, but barters and offering of help and things. Because we don't buy things from people in our clan. We just help each other out. We don't have in-clan commerce and stuff like that because we're built on camaraderie and loyalty and honor amongst each other. We've taken that blood oath and we've sworn that to our brothers and sisters. So we have those two different distinctions between those boards. Maven says, I'd much rather see developing content than perfected content. And I think that speaks volumes, Maven. Thank you for that comment there. Yeah, and I think that that's one of the things that people really, it's one of the biggest issues, I think. And Ange, maybe you can chime in on this a little bit. I think it's one of the biggest issues that people have currently is they want to feel more like they're a part of this development process rather than just getting these little spotlights here and there. I think the spotlights, like I said at the beginning, are a step in the right direction, but I think people really want to give me the broken sitting in chairs. Give me the broken world bosses. We can laugh and make good, funny memories along the way. Not everything needs to be 100%. How do you feel about that, Ange?
Absolutely. It's point on. It's spot on, Maven. Because at the end of the day, while they may have had an intent to create it one way, if you hand it to us and it's not completely developed and we find it can work better a different way, that's the best way to bounce ideas off of people. Handing something that's not fully completed so they can point out, hey, this is an issue. And what if you did it this way to make it better? And maybe that wasn't what the dev's intent was, but you can find other ways around it. So I think it's important to hand things that aren't fully completed yet, because it doesn't have to be set in stone at that point.
Right. Yeah. I resonate with that. I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we have in chat here? God Selling Grace says, a miss fur cloaks. I think a lot of people do. Fur cloak when, Curtis says. Cat Died says, would love to see more behind the scenes on development, Osric. Dev diaries too. I think, hey, I love transparency. I think that transparency goes a long way. I'm going to reach out to the devs again through the official channels, and I'm going to try and see if I can get a interview. But I think that would speak volumes. I think it'd be a really great thing for the community to have a lot of transparency in that. But Cat Died, I agree with you. I think having behind the scenes stuff on development and dev diaries and stuff could be great to help keep us in the loop, and let us know what's going on behind the scenes. Why is it taking so long to get this, that, or the other feature? What are the roadblocks? What are the issues you're running into? I think people really like to hear that. I mean, Star Citizen, I know I pull from the other games that I play and the other things that I'm active in. And one of my other experiences is Star Citizen, but they're very transparent with what the issues are and things and what the roadblocks are. Why did this get removed? What is the problem with that? How come this didn't make it? Why did that get bumped? What are the things we're actively working on? How many team members are working on these things? I mean, they have a really good, transparent protocol that they go through when they do stuff like that. EOTB says, Maven, deving verse learning to dev 1000%. Darth says, Osric, gaining any ground on crossing zones. Oh, the jitterness with crossing zones. That's a good question. Osric says, at Voidlock, have you done a suggestion on this yet in our Discord? It would be great to hear what the RP community is missing. We just added some emotes. I did see the emotes. We didn't get to the emotes yet. I normally go through these posts bit by bit, so we haven't gotten to anything past the compass just yet because we've had so much dialogue and stuff going on, but I love to engage with the community here and chat with everyone. We got a ton of viewers right now. Everyone, I love to see you guys chatting, and don't be shy. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, please. I'd love to get to them. And that's why we're so backed up right now. But to answer you, Osric, I find it hard I feel like things can get really lost in a sea of so many there. That's just me. I also manage a very large community of over 400 people. I run one of the biggest clans in PAX Day. I run my YouTube channel. There's a lot of stuff that I have going on. So it's hard for me to sit down and formulate and put together this whole thing to post on the Discord. And I've felt a little like those things can get kind of washed away, but you're absolutely right. I should put my money where my mouth is, and I should go and make those posts over on the official Discord. I'm gonna take you up on that. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put some posts together of some things that I'll be a little more vocal, and I think I am in a good position to help represent the RP community and the PAX Day community in general, because I like to put on these podcasts, and as you know, sometimes I have to say things that are harsh or I criticize stuff, but it's all about transparency and honesty and integrity here. So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to go put some posts together, maybe even after this stream here, and I'm gonna put our best foot forward and put out some suggestions there, so the rest of the development team can see those things. I'm gonna try and find the right place to do it, so I don't get lost in the sauce over there. But I appreciate that. Osric says, at Darth, sorry, I don't understand what you mean. Oh, I think he's Osric. I think he's talking about crossing zones and stuff. So Osric works on as far as I know, you still work on the combat team, right, Osric? So I don't know if he knows too much about, and I'm not trying to assume here. I am assuming, but I'm not I am trying to assume. What am I gonna say? I'm trying to assume. You can let us correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if he deals with like the border crossing and stuff like that. He deals like with combat. That would be my assumption. So I don't know if he can answer that question, but I think Darth was getting at, is there any progress on crossing the zones, making them a little more smooth of a transition? Kev says, greetings, Osric. Osric says, hey, Kev. Osric says, let me rephrase. Horses are not in active development right this minute. They are on our roadmap, and we have been discussing them just last week. So they're not in active development, but you guys clearly have something developed for them, right? Because we saw pictures of them. I mean, obviously they have to have some level of development in order to have gotten those screenshots, unless they were somehow like generated otherwise. But you have to have something that's done on horses, right? Ostrich says before that, I actually missed one of his messages. Horses are not in active development. However, they are being discussed. And then he goes on to say that, let me rephrase that, horses are not in active development right this minute. So yeah, they have to have something that's already developed on them there. Deadbird, haven't seen you in a little while, man. Really great to see you, brother. Welcome in to the stream. I hope you're doing good. Hey, man, you got to hop in chat. We gotta catch up. I miss your voice. I miss your face. We got to catch up, buddy, but it's great to see you. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Let me see. I actually scrolled down too far in chat and I missed a couple things up above. I'm doing my best to keep up with chat. I'm scrambling here. Let me see. Darth says Ostrich when entering the next map, causing issues with precious horses. Oh, is that what you were getting at, Darth? Maybe that's what you thought was holding up horses. Kev says I'm seeking the Griffin Wind Vein. If anyone has it, you can't place it though, Kev. We do have some that are crafted, but it doesn't let you place it. They were like removed for some reason. Cat Died says we need a knighting emote. I agree with that. I think that'd be pretty damn cool to have something like that where you can, take a sword and go shoulder, whatever. I mean, not every clan, like we have different rituals where that would not be the knighting ceremony. We have like the blood oath ceremony where you come forward and maybe you cut your hand and you take the oath and all that. But I think a knighting emote could be used in RP to suffice for that. So that'd be really cool, actually. When knighting someone in game, they are in danger of losing a shoulder. Oh no. Red says, my biggest fear for the game is the impending AAA game. Sorry, excuse me. My dyslexia got the better of me. That will be dropping between November and version 1.0 of PAX. PAX is unique, just like EFT is unique. PAX can be the EFT of its genre. Ostrich says, at Maven Moon, we're not on full content building mode yet. We're focusing on bigger systems. Next up is having a reason to use cloth/leather instead of just plate. You have no idea how happy that makes me. Guys, next up, their biggest focus next up is going to be working on making cloth and leather more viable. I have been talking about this for such a long time, and I know a lot of you have as well, having the ability or the reason to want to wear leather and cloth. Like, Ange, I'm not going to oust you on anything, but if someone was to like want to slip around in the shadows and be a little sneak, they'd be wearing leather, right? Like, come on.
I love leather. I
Traditionally,
love my leather gear.
Right. Traditionally, assassins and rogues and ninjas and all that stuff, you're wearing those lighter materials and you gain a benefit for it. And I think that is the key word. You're gaining a benefit for it. There is some reason to want to wear those things. Right now, there's a slight benefit, albeit very minimal, depending on the case. There's a couple concerns with it. So right now, you can put on something like the pleasure pants and then cast consecration tier 3 and then immediately switch back to your plate pants. I think this is a loophole that should be addressed in some way, shape or form, because I can put on a piece of gear like the magnificent leather pauldrons, put out the level 3 or whatever it is blessing to give everyone 60 plus health. And then I can take those leather pauldrons off and they're safe. They take no durability. Excuse me. Right. I have to take a drink of water. Just 1 second.
Yeah, so they don't take durability damage because you swap the gear, which understandable. But I do want to point out that I wear nothing but leather, and I've had mine for a long time. So I feel like the durability does last for a pretty lengthy amount of time. So it's not horrible. Like, I understand why you switch, but I don't think it's necessary. I know we've had this
Right.
argument before in the
Yeah, and
past.
I mean,
We have.
right. But I mean, like, if you're a tank, they're going to be taking more hits, you know? So,
Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
sorry, guys, I'm having a
And
coughing fit. I can't get this cough to go away. Excuse me. Listen to Angie's sweet voice while I cough my brains out.
so I understand why a tank would switch. But for me, at that point, if somebody's already strictly sticking with leather anyways, let them take the burden of throwing down the consecrated ground instead of having your tank swap gear in the middle of battle. It's risky. To me, that's risky to have somebody swapping gear.
Well,
Instead, go ahead and let the person who's already wearing it.
right, but the thing is, consecrated
Go ahead.
ground draws a lot of
It
threats.
does. Yes.
And I think that can be an issue for healers. Because we've noticed, like, they'll pop it down and they'll just get a bunch of people on them. And I really am sorry about my voice, guys. I'm hoping it goes away in a couple days here. It's on the tail end of it, but I made it through a lot of this without having a coughing fit, but one was bound to happen. So please forgive me. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to having reasons to wear other pieces of gear like cloth and leather. You know, you can get higher tier spells on some of these cloth and leather pieces, but it'll be nice to see them have their own unique ability.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, and Osric does actually mention it. He says equipment switching will be blocked while in combat eventually. So I mean,
Oh,
that's good to
okay.
know.
Yeah,
Right
that's
there.
great.
Yeah.
That's great to know. Osric, thanks for letting us know that. That is awesome insight. It's things like that that people want to hear and want to have that open dialogue about. So I really do appreciate you stopping by and letting us know some of these things. That's amazing. I've been wanting that for a while because I feel like it takes something away from the game.
Yeah,
I think even with weapons, it does too.
it does.
Like if I'm going to switch from a sword to a dagger, there should be some time to that, not just, oh, I have a cooldown now for my weapon ability. I think that there should be something a little larger of an implication in that. Like you have to actually sheath your sword and then pull out your dagger, and then pulling out certain weapons, like in an FPS game, pulling out your pistol or your sidearm is much quicker than going for like, you know, a reload or switching to like a freaking rocket launcher. That's going to take a lot longer. So switching to a dagger could be quick. You could pull out, put your sword away nice and slow, and you pull out your daggers real quick, or put your daggers away quick, and then you pull out your big axe off your back real nice and slow. Things like that add to the immersion, and they make the world feel a lot better when it comes to engaging with its system.
Yeah. Hypothetically, an assassin would have just been very pleased at everything that you just said.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, let's,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. Yeah, theoretically.
All right, let's see what other chat we have here. I read those ones. Let's see. God Selling Grace says Osric. At Osric, the new updates help, or the new emotes help so much. Yeah, I know a lot of people are really looking forward to that. Osric says, oh, I think I read that one. We're talking about the leather and the cloth and stuff. Let's scroll down a little bit here. I'm trying to catch, there's a ton of chat, guys. It's going to take us a while to get through these, but I'm doing my best. The coughing fits don't help, but. So let's see. God Selling Grace says, Osric, are you teasing weather? Maven says, Osric understood. Thank you for the insight. Let me see here. I'm scrolling through some of these comments I've read already. Red says, yes, I love cats. Oh, this is new right here. Osric says, at Maven Moon, crossbows are very unlikely in a while. We will add some additional weapons like battle axes later. Don't we already have battle axes? Or do you mean like one-handed axes back in? Because we had one-handed axes. We had like two-handed big axes. But first we want to improve combat with the current weapons. And that was my suspicion as to why certain weapons were removed. I said that really early on that was probably you guys wanting to dial in and focus on those weapons that were currently there and make them as good as they could be.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Let's see here. Maven Moon says, yes, Athena, dogs for our home. Athena says, can we have cats? That we can pet? Maven wants dogs for their home. There's a lot of things. We do a lot of theory craft here on the channel, Osric. We do a lot of theory craft. This is a great place to get ideas for the game, though. Ton of people here love theory craft.
Can I just say, Osric, if you have any pull, husbandry because I need an army of foxes. Just hear me out.
Oh my
Could
gosh.
you imagine a stealthy army of foxes chasing you down? You wouldn't see them, you wouldn't hear them, but boy, are they gonna get you.
Oh my
So, if
gosh.
you could just help a girl live her dream in PAX, I would appreciate you. I mean,
Husbandry
that's
is a
so
highly anticipated feature. I think a lot of people are really looking forward to getting that.
please. I
Jade
need it.
says, love it, cloth. Jade Co. Come see me. Absolutely. Cat Died says, yay, level 40 tailoring can be useful for something other than helping others level up armor smithing. Right? Exactly. Let's see. Got a bunch more messages here. Starbucks says that'd be me, stealth. 100%. I know a lot of people are really looking forward to that. And then, there's where Osric says, yeah, equipment switching will be blocked in combat eventually. That's great to hear. John says, I'll take dye and a pair of pants that actually cover my butt. I'm hoping that dyes get brought into the game through a gameplay mechanic and not through like some form of microtransaction or something like that. I don't know what their intention is with monetization and things like that. They've been kind of hush-hush on how that's going to be. And I think it's because they just don't know just yet. I think they're planning it and they're trying to figure it out. I'm really hoping that dyes and things like that and other cosmetics come in an in-game fashion and not like purchasable cosmetics. I think that it takes something away from the game when you're not earning it in-game and you're buying it. All right, let's see here. Red says, that's big news for sure. I think in reference to the whole weapons being, or changing of equipment stuff being blocked eventually. Yeah, that is big news. Yeah, gear switching mid-fight is crucial as of now. Osric says, what do you think is crucial for now? I think he's talking about switching gear mid-fight and stuff. Because right now, a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll have like the taunt helmet on and they'll taunt and they'll pull things out and then they'll switch out to like a heavier duty or arm one, or they'll put on the pleasure pants to drop down the consecrated ground. And then they'll switch back to like their plate pants. Sorry, I'm still fighting this coughing fit. We do have a Twitch message that I want to get. Oh, that's a fake one. Never mind. Screw that one. I don't have filters and stuff set up. It's a fake message over on Twitch, guys. It's just a spam bot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these coughs are going to be the death of me. Hopefully not actually, but they're a pain in the ass, that's for sure. But yeah, I think Osric, he's talking about switching gear being crucial right now.
I think Osric is saying, why do they feel it's crucial? Which, I mean, it's important, but I don't think it's necessarily crucial right now.
He does say, why do you think it's crucial?
He says, why do you think it's crucial?
Yeah. I think it's crucial because placing down consecrated ground is very important, and the tank needs to be the one to do that because it generates so much threat. But the pleasure pants or any other consecrated ground item does not offer as much protection as like the plate pants or something, So they're going to pop down, put down consecrated ground, and then switch back right away.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm not sure if I would say that it's crucial.
I mean, you could definitely get around without it, but if you're especially in a smaller group, it becomes more and more crucial the less people you have. I mean, we can go in with 6 full party groups with the Order of the Blood Brothers. We'll just march in there with 30 people and just absolutely walk through everything. Nothing's really crucial at that point. Just stick together and left click. That's your crucial right there, left click. But if you got a group of 6 or you got a group of 4 or you got, a group of 10 or something, it becomes more crucial the smaller your group is.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Let's see here. So Red says, difference in defense rating and potential abilities armor can give. I think that noise as well. I'd like to see, we're going to talk about voice chat down below in just a moment because that's coming up on the board here. We have Discord voice chat. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But I'd like proximity. I'd like proximity voice and stuff. We'll talk about that when we get over there. I think that having noise of people's movement could be important as well. But yeah, different in defense ratings and things like that. That could be pretty interesting to see implemented in the game. A lot of theory craft. A lot of theory craft taking place. Let's see here. Red says, if you know you have Fireball, I'm closing the distance because I know my plate will tank, whereas Demon Bracers aren't as strong. I want a darn mount to ride. German 3D printing nerd says a lot of people want mounts. Highly anticipated. I think we're going to get like fast travel through maybe the church system or the grace or something before we end up. That would be my assumption before we actually get mounts. I think mounts are going to be a lot of work. Let's see. Red says it's a numbers game for meta players. Oh yeah, for sure. That's what it does come down to. Badger says, Osric, what's the number one focus regarding combat at the moment? That's a good question. I think like he may have already commented down below, but I think he said it was like balancing stuff, but we'll see. As I get through these comments, we'll see if he replied to you there, Badger. Starbucks says, I still wish they had skills not tied to your gear. Defense, for instance, stealth, and some spell casting. Yeah, that would be kind of an interesting approach, but I think they're kind of ingrained into this now. It's not to say that something can't change in the future, but they may be ingrained into this now. I think it does work, to be honest. There's so many different systems you can do for MMOs that, it's really, there's a lot to choose from there. And it's not like one is necessarily better or worse than the other or right or wrong. It's just, it's a different way of going about doing things. Badger, Ostrich did reply to you here. He says it's a bit cryptic, but it's having a reason to use leather and cloth instead of just plate. It will be a little while longer before this update comes out, though. I mean, yeah, that's to be expected, but I really do appreciate that insight there, Ostrich. Maven says one-handed axes are what I want. Yes, I love the one-handed axes. I love the theme behind them. I love how they look. I love just the idea of having, one-handed axe or dual wielding. I think dual wielding would be really, really, really cool. Oh, really cool. Sorry, I got to get a drink of water.
No worries. Okay, so I want to go back to really quick to what Ostrich wrote. He said having a reason to use leather and cloth instead of just plate.
Right.
Well, I thought we already had a reason currently. Well,
you kind of do.
Yeah, because some of the spells, a lot of the spells are on leather. If we go to it.
But they're on plate too. They're just a higher tier on the leather or cloth. It's a higher tier. Like you could still get them on the chainmail and the plate and stuff, but it's a higher tier. So that is like the incentive right now for sure. But because you can swap your gear, you just pop it off.
Yeah, but he did say that they're changing that, so you won't be able to just pop it off like that. So what other incentive could he be hinting at? Because he is being cryptic.
I mean, encumbrance. There could be encumbrance because they're lighter. So if you think about that, like plate is heavy, and he says not just plate. So plate's heavy. Maybe it doesn't slow you down, but you move faster with leather and cloth. Maybe your movements are more easy. Maybe you can attack faster. Maybe, I don't know. There's any number of things that any other game has done that could be implemented here and would probably feel pretty good, to be honest. But I think maybe offering different types of resistance. I don't know if resistance is something they're even looking at, but like chainmail would offer, maybe better slash resistance, or plate would offer better pierce resistance, or you have these different resistances that they could do as well, as opposed to just a flat number. I don't know.
Right, because I know that they have the attack bonuses, like not bonuses, but like slash damage is on leather in comparison to cloth. So
Unforgettable says could be as simple as stamina drain as well. Yeah, it could be implement stamina drain right there.
Great point.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things that they could do with it if they so choose. But it's going to be interesting to see it unfold. Let's see, there's still a bunch of messages, guys. We haven't even scrolled here at all. We haven't even talked about the building changes because chat is absolutely fireballing by. But I love it. Keep it coming, guys. I'm trying to keep up with it my best I can. If you're just joining in, my voice is on the fringe. I have this cough for a long time. My apologies if my voice goes out mid-sentence, and just picking up the slack here. So thank you so much. I'm doing my best. I really am. I'm trying to get through this with you guys and read all of your comments. Ostrich says at God Silent Grace, I'm not sure what the current state of that is, but it at least used to be on the roadmap. Let's see. What is that in reference to? Oh, animal husbandry is not coming anytime soon. Maybe eventually, Ostrich says.
Okay.
God's Silent Grace says, what about farming? And he says that he's not sure the current state. So I do remember seeing them talk about planters, that maybe farming would come in its first iteration in the form of planters. And we've given our ideas on how that could potentially look. And how it could be, here's a planter, fill it with fertilizer or soil or something, and then put your seeds and then water it, come back in an hour like you do for your other crafting stations and collect whatever herb or something you grew. That probably is at its basics what they might be working on implementing. I don't know. That's just my hypothesis. But Ostrich says animal husbandry not coming anytime soon, but hopefully eventually, or maybe eventually.
My heart.
And he doesn't know about the farming. Ostrich says consecrated ground is something that we see as broken right now. It's a good temporary solution for tanking, but it was never really meant to be a tank ability. Yes, and I kind of could tell that though, to be honest. Like that honestly doesn't really surprise me because it feels like it should be a healing or a healer ability, but it generates so much threat. I think an easy solution is just, excuse me, is just lower the threat. I think that's an easy solution, like a Band-Aid fix until they find maybe where they want it to fit in eventually. But if the threat was lowered on it, it could be more freely placed down on the ground without fear of your healer just getting absolutely obliterated by a giant pole.
Which would make more sense why it's on leather and cloth.
Right, exactly. Like in World of Warcraft, somebody can pull something as a DPS or as a healer, and I can just do a taunt, or I can just do insert any number of spells because you have all kinds of spells and buttons to push. Like in other games, you have buttons to push. In PAX Day, you have your left click to push for all intents and purposes. You have a couple, and I don't mean that really in a bad way. It's just is what it is right now. I think that if we had like a taunt or something like a shout that like a different type of tank could, if he's wearing the right helmet or something, he could do that. We do have the taunt helmet, but that's like way too hard to aim and coordinate with that stuff. It's not like, in another game where you can just press your button and it does your spell. But that is interesting to know that they view that as broken right now for consecrated ground. Cat Died says, Osric, are there plans to remove teleporting mobs? It is very immersive breaking currently. Cat Died, I think. Oh, he replied to you right below. He says, yes, we're investing into PvE systems soon, and teleporting is a Band-Aid fix for a big issue we are having, a big issue we have with how AIs move around the world. If I'm not mistaken, too, wasn't the teleporting a Band-Aid fix to people going into places they shouldn't be in dungeons? Because there's been a lot of exploiting that we've seen in our dungeon run adventures. We've seen people hiding up on walls, killing bosses without having to actually fight them. We've seen people hiding on top of loot piles in order to just get the loot over and over again without actually, so the mobs can now teleport to them. I think that was originally introduced as a Band-Aid fix for that as well, to prevent people from exploiting and ruining the economy and stuff by cheesing the system, by hiding next to the loot piles and stuff like that in dungeons. I could be wrong on that, but that was my impression of that. But that's good to know that you guys are investing into the PvE systems very soon. Let's see what else we have here. Godselling Grace says, to add a teleporting comment, I hope it's to altars we have to build or have ties to with allies to a perm system and not just anywhere on the server. Are you talking about for like the grace or whenever we do get like a form of fast travel? That's a good point. I don't know, actually. They haven't talked too much about it. I was under the impression it was going to be tied to the church system or the religion system, and you could tie your churches together. I don't know if that's what the first iteration is going to look like or not, but I guess we'll find out. I'm fireballing through chat, guys. I'm doing my best. Let's see what else do we have here. Jennifer, welcome to the stream, Jennifer. Thank you for your continued support. I really appreciate it. Look at that star next to you. It's upgrading every single month. I really appreciate your continued support, Jennifer. Jennifer says maybe we can have more numbers of items we can wear leather under our armor. That'd be nice. That'd be interesting. I think they're probably, if I had to guess, and again, it's just a guess, they would probably lean more towards having like the whole suit be a certain type. We can already wear some level of combination, like you can wear your plate chest piece and underneath it you can have your chainmail or something else. So you can already have like a dual layer thing. So I'm not sure if that's what they meant by, giving people a reason to wear this other types of gear or not. Red says, hands down, a small dude weigh 80 pounds wet isn't going to be able to take on a 300-pound bulk boy with a corn dog and a full bottle of mustard, just saying. Well,
what?
I mean, you're probably right. You're probably right there.
I mean, I don't know. How hungry is the 80-pound guy?
That's true.
I mean,
Cat Died
I
says,
love Underdog.
I am glad you are at Mainframe, Osric. Lots of good things to come since you joined. I really resonate with that. I mean, let's be honest. Osric's been here before, and it's been great to see Osric. And Osric has been very vocal over on the Discord for the stuff that I have read. Osric, you do great work, man. And I believe in praising people's good work and praising good things. Sure, I'll criticize things at times, and it all comes from a place of wanting it to be the best product it possibly can and be the best system it can. So the criticisms are coming from good faith, and I know my viewers do as well. All their criticisms come from good faith. We have a lot of passion. We have a lot of hope for the future of PAX Day. But I fully believe in giving praise where praise is due. And Osric, you've been doing great stuff, man. And I know a lot of other people in Mainframe have as well, but you're the one I've interacted with. So I'm giving you praise, brother. Thank you for doing all the stuff you do on PAX Day. Thank you for working as hard as you do on PAX Day. And thank you for reaching out to the community and chatting with us here on PaxCast. I really do appreciate you. Let's see here. Red says, does PAX Day have any version of anti-cheat implemented in it? I think there is easy anti-cheat baked into it, Red. Because if you try to play PAX Day and you try to play Star Citizen at the same time, I think it warns you that like the version of Easy Cheat is already running. So I think they have that implemented, which I mean, I think fixing loopholes and bugs and cheats and stuff in-house is a better way than just using like an anti-cheat service, like a third-party proxy service for something like that. But that's just my opinion. Let's see. Red says, if not, why not open up the workshop mods community members to create stuff for it? I don't think they're going down the avenue ever of private servers. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to it. I think running a community server for PAX Day could be a really cool thing because, as you guys know, we host a lot of private servers here at the Order of the Bill Bros and the Cheeky Buggers United. We host all kinds of servers for different games. Like when Zomboid comes out with their update, we'll have a private server for it, and we'll all hop on and have fun and play it through the content and stuff. And I like private servers. Some people don't like them because then you pull away from the community a bit, but I think that, we vet people, we verify people when they join private servers. We know that they're acting in good faith and they're not going to like be trolls or be bad faith actors and stuff like that. And it's our way of making sure that everyone is safe and having fun. And we don't have like, bad faith actors who are wanting to come and just troll people. So I'm not opposed to private servers, but I don't think they have any ideas or any plans of doing anything like that, Red, if I had to guess. Unforgettable says PAX is an MMO, not dedicated server game. Absolutely, yeah. Let's see. Kev says, at Osric, is there any talk of when building going into first person? I think that would be so easy to do. I don't know. I'm not a developer, and I know things are harder to develop. I've made servers before. I've modded things. I've coded certain stuff, but I'm not like a game developer. I don't know how hard that actually is, but you'd think it'd be pretty easy to just let you scroll in all the way and go first person. I know there's probably implications that come along with that, but it would be really nice for when we're building to be able to go first person. Cav goes on to say, it is happening, trying to hide, turn, or anything to keep from seeing the back of my head when placing build components. I agree 100%. I know a lot of people resonate with that as well. And for a lot of people, it has become a building simulator. I mean, you've probably seen that too, right, Ange? Like the game has kind of become a building simulator as we're all end game. We have 2,000 hours in it. We've killed every boss, raided every dungeon, done PvP, done PvE, done all the stuff. Like we don't have world bosses and all this other stuff that we need to do to keep us like, we have RP obviously. But have you kind of seen that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And don't get me wrong, people have done some beautiful builds. I mean, Demon S just the other day, stunning work. Like if you go in, I'm gonna out Demon S. I'm gonna rave about her for a minute because yesterday she was streaming and it was absolutely a beautiful building. She created this worship temple and it's got rooms for all the deities and it's absolutely beautiful. She made a cute little. Going back to foxes, guys, because y'all know how I feel about them. She made this outline of a fox on it and two of the wolves, a spider. They're just beautiful. And credit to her for finding a loophole to be able to sit at tables. Boy, did you see it? It's so cool.
I did, yeah. There's a lot of really great builds out there. And I think anything that we can do in the interim, if it's something that doesn't take too much development time away from other things, I think that those would be good things to implement. Obviously, like, let's look at it like this. New players, they got a lot to do, but veteran players, we don't have that much to do. I mean, I love role play. Don't get me wrong, and I love doing all the stuff it's that we do right now with building and everything. It's a lot of fun. But if we can take like a small amount of development time to put into like giving us a massive quality of life, like first person, I think that would just be absolutely amazing for the community to be able to. I mean, it sounds like such a small thing, but like if that takes 10 hours to develop, that's 10 hours well spent, because unfathomable amounts of people are going to absolutely adore that tiny little quality of life thing, you know?
Right. Right. And not even just building, just laying down plots can be difficult. I mean, think about how we were laying down those plots. I could not see because of the lines, and we had already started building. So you couldn't see around where plots would lay. So that makes it a little difficult too. So 100%, let's try and figure that one out.
Yeah, definitely. Unforgettable says, to add to the first person question, I would absolutely love there to be a first person overall, not just building mode. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's say, why not? You know, you're not really going to gain an unfair advantage. If anything, third person lets you peek around corners and stuff. So having first person is more of a hindrance than it could help you to exploit. So I'm all for it. Give us first person. You know, I think that'd be really, really great.
Now, can you imagine the immersion with that? Oof.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It would.
Let me see. There's a bunch of chat here. I'm trying to sift through it. Ostrich says, feel free to criticize. It helps us make the game better. Oh, believe me, brother. I don't ever need an invitation to criticize. You know, like I say, I will criticize things in order to make them better, just like you're saying. And I will praise things that are good, you know. I'm all for that. That's what my channel has been made all about. It's what the foundation of my morals compass is being honest in all things, having integrity in all things, and just being a nice person. But sometimes you have to criticize in order to, you know, make things better, like you're saying. But definitely, and that's why I read people's comments, as long as it's in good faith and it's good faith criticism. Because I've had some people come on the channel before where they're just like, they just want to talk shit, or, you know, they're doomsayers. They want the game to fail just for the sake of the game failing, or they're just very salty. And I think that those ones, I don't read those comments. If they take it too far, I don't deal with that stuff on my channel. I don't deal with it in my community. I don't like all that drama and all that crap. We're here to have a good time. You know what I mean? But as long as it's in good faith, I love reading people's criticisms, because it allows us to formulate better ideas on how, again, we can make the game better and offer them up to the developers like yourself, Osric. Valhalla Viking, how's it going? Welcome into the stream, brother. Great to have you in here. Let's see. Let's scroll down a bit. Cat Died says, I just started a private server for our community on Vintage Story. I absolutely adore Vintage Story. I'm waiting for their most recent one to get a little more stable. I think it might actually be stable now, their most recent update. Vintage Story is an amazing game. Tiny development team chose to stay off of Steam because they they feel they can make a better product without having to pay a huge portion of their money to Steam. I don't know how much it actually is. If it's 30, 50, 60, I don't know how much percentage they take of their revenue, but they're independent. They're a very small team, and they have some passion. That game has some really nice depth to it. If anyone's looking to check out that game, Cat Died, it's great to hear that you guys have a server for that, for Vintage Story. V Rising, I'm excited for as well, coming up with their next update, hopefully very soon. Athena says, thank you, Ostrich. Cat Died says, an objectively better Minecraft. Absolutely. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I make some really awesome modded Minecraft servers, but Vintage Story is just amazing. Thank you for the super chat, Maven. Maven sent a super chat in saying, renovating your PAX home with a new building set soon. The Stag and Willow Inn has space for you, located in Bloodhaven. Inquire with Fadril and Moon. Maven, thank you so much for the super chat. 2 out of 5 towards our super chat goal during this stream, guys. But yeah, if you guys are looking for a place, either to RP or to just hang out while you're, you know, quote unquote, renovating your house with the new build pieces, come stop by. We got a bunch of taverns and a bunch of inns and stuff scattered all throughout Bloodhaven, the city that never sleeps. But yeah, go and check out the Stag and Willow Inn with Fadril and Moon. Maven, thank you so much for your continued support and for that super chat. I really do appreciate you. Let's see. We got a bunch of chat here. Maven says, Demon S has been doing an amazing job in the temple. Vines hanging from the ceiling, dedicated devotion spaces, found a way to construct tables with chairs you can sit in. Yes, absolutely. It's been awesome to see the stuff that so many great people have been building, and it's awesome to see. But that's why it gives us that first person mode. It'll really help. UTB says, at Osric, appreciate you. Tell them the powers tell them the powers that be said that we think you need a raise and a promotion to drive game with passion and love, not the almighty dollar. Enjoyable equals money. That's a good point, ELTB. I really do appreciate that message there. Starbucks says, really dislike building and your avatar gets in the way. Implement first person or a way to turn off your avatar without having to back against a wall or a pole. Yep. And I think a lot of people really, really are looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Plot lines need to be turned down. Oh, plot lines at night. Yeah, they kind of blind you and they tone your whole vision down quite a bit. Let's see. What else do we have here? Fadrill, thank you for the 3rd out of 5 super chats. He says, thank you, Ostrich, for your wanted and valued input. Fadrill, thank you so much for the super chat. And yes, thank you, Ostrich. I second that. Kev, thank you for becoming a junior sleuth, brother. Really great to have you. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you for becoming a channel member. Anyone else, if you guys want to support my work and you want to support this free and open platform where we can chat about all the things PAX Day, good, bad, or indifferent. I got all kinds of podcasts from creepypastas to PaxCast here to in-game RP lore to all kinds of stuff that we got coming out on the channel. I know my streams have been a little more few and far between, and I really appreciate all of you who have been sticking through that with me and, keeping your channel memberships and helping to support my work. As more content comes out for PAX Day, it gives me the opportunity to bring it before you guys and let us have these open dialogues. So thank you so much, Kev. That means more than you know. It really, really does. If you guys would like to become a channel member, please click that join button down below. There's all kinds of perks. We are going to be working on merch. I know I've been saying that for like a year, but I actually am. It's a process. You have to make symbols and sigils and stuff that we're going to be using, logos on all of that. But we have some pretty cool stuff in the works. Kev immediately upgrading his membership to Sleuth Squad. Kev, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you. Joined as a junior sleuth and went, you know what? We're going straight to the Sleuth Squad. Kev, thank you for being one of my highest supporters. I really appreciate you. The Sleuth Squad is my highest tier, and that is no small task right there, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you for becoming part of the Sleuth Squad, and thank you for everyone's continued support. We have a bunch of messages here that I'm missing, guys. I'm trying. If I miss one of your messages, I'm going to have to start to catch up with current messages. Apologies. If you have something that absolutely you want heard, super chats are the way to go, but I have to go to a little bit more of the current chat here so that way we can get through the rest of our dialogue on this post. So my apologies. If you have something, you can feel free to repeat it. If I missed something you said, feel free to repeat it. I am scrolling down to the bottom of chat now, and I'm going to try and catch up with these last couple that are right here. And that says, well, that went over like a ton of bricks. My power went pop for your power went out. That's not good. Well, welcome back, Nanette. Great to have you back. Watson, how's it going, Watson? Welcome into the stream. Says, can we get the ability to rotate pieces 360 degrees? It will help with certain buildings. That'd be really great also, to be honest. I mean, I think tilting things and doing stuff, that's going to add a whole new depth to the building system. Kev says, you're good people, brother. I appreciate that, man. I do my best. I try to do my best to run the Cheeky Buggers United and the Order of the Blood Brothers on my channel here with as much respect and dignity for every single person. I value each and every single one of your opinions so much. People mean a lot to me. I think that people need to be valued and respected, and I think that I do my best every day to just put that best foot forward, and I really appreciate your kind words, man. That's great to have you here. I'm really looking forward to coming out and seeing your guys' build and hanging out with you guys and having a little RP. You guys are always welcome in Bloodhaven as well. We have all kinds of events and stuff scheduled. There's a ball coming up in just a few short days. Check our event board and see if it's something that you might want to come out to. There's a lot of stuff. It can be a lot of fun to get interactive with the RP community and the stuff that's going on. But a lot of our allied clans are hosting events and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun to continue to bring tons and tons of people together. I'm looking at doing another Festival of Realms coming up really soon. Nothing scheduled just yet, but it's supposed to be a seasonal event where we have different things at the event that change based on the seasons. We'll still have the staples and stuff, but Festival of Realms and the Freedom Feast is a lot of fun. If you guys have not seen one of those before, we have previous streams covering those here on the channel, and it's a lot of fun. So make sure you guys join the Discord and make sure you keep up to date with the event boards, because a lot of things are going to be posted in the coming days and coming weeks. But there's already several things on there as it is. Fadril says, Sleuth Squad, unite. Always happy to support. Yes, Fadril, your star looks amazing, man. Look at that beautiful gold star. Thank you for your continued support, man. I really do appreciate you. God's Telling Grace says, come play Farkle. Yes, they're going to have Farkle. There's going to be dancing. Now that we're getting the dancing emote just a couple days before the event. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to give a tour. I will be streaming it here on the channel. So if you guys are not able to make it because you're at work or you got family stuff you're doing or whatever it may be, if you guys want to pop in to the stream, that's going to be on the 15th. I'm going to be streaming that here live on the channel of us going out to Sabella and Silence Place and partaking in their moonlit ball. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Fadril says, I love a good Farkle game. All right, I've caught up with all the chat. It took a really long time too. We're an hour and 42 minutes in. This one's running a little long, but that's okay. I'm having a blast here with you guys. My voice is hanging on, so we're going to keep powering through the content that's coming. We just talked about the compass. It was the first thing on the list. We're just now getting onto some more features here. Building changes. As already mentioned, some important changes are coming to the building system, along with a bunch of new pieces, more details in the spotlight. I found this kind of funny. Maybe it works now, but we'll see. I click the spotlight. Page not found. We covered the spotlight here already, so I just find this kind of hilarious. But we did talk about the spotlight, all the build pieces and changes and stuff that are going to be coming. We talked about them in a previous episode of PaxCast, so you can go watch that episode. It's on my channel. You can dig through them and find them. But the page is not found. Ostrich, I don't know if you know someone who's in charge of the web page, but that link is broken. We're getting new building pieces, guys. We talked about there's like elegant wood beams, and what was the stone? I can't remember what the stone was. Was it limestone or something?
I thought so.
Or marble? No, it wasn't marble. Maybe it was limestone. I think it was limestone. Limestone and elegant wood beams.
Yes, I believe so.
Hopefully that's what they mean here by building changes. Hopefully we're going to be getting, because they say important changes along with new building systems. I don't know if they're like actually changing the system itself or what's going on there, but they say along with a bunch of new pieces. So we're going to be getting those limestones and some other things too, which I think are really going to help again with the way that it's kind of a building simulator right now. I think that's going to do wonders for people. I mean, I don't know if I'm not going to be really tearing down my building to use new pieces, but I may swap some stuff out here and there that makes sense in order to fully test it so we can bring the most accurate information to you guys and our honest opinions about those. But who in chat is excited for the new build pieces? Are you guys indifferent about it? Are you going to tear down your house? Let's hear you in chat. What are you guys thinking about the new build pieces? Are you guys excited for those? While I read through some more chat here. Nanette says, I hope they implement a more interactive social structure to make the game have more meaning, like physically allowing us to let allies or such have access to certain things. They have talked about that before, Nanette, about the permission system. It does need more work, the permission system. I'd like to see it on an individual basis. I'd like to see an alliance system where going into PvP or other hostile areas won't actually flag you if you have an alliance. I'd like to see a bunch of more permissions, not just for plots, but also for things like combat and whatnot. So hopefully we get that pretty soon. I think that would be a absolutely massive quality of life update. Got something great says at Fadril. If you're in our Discord, we're playing right now for fun. If you want to try it. Oh yeah, they have the bot. And Silent, let me know when you got that bot's code complete and I'll upload it to the server and I'll get that hosted for you. So you don't have to worry about hosting it on your personal system there. I can get it thrown on the server rack for you. We'll just get the code updated. And that says limestone. Yeah, it is limestone. That's right. Sabella says an allied clan option would be incredible. Yes, it absolutely would, because we've been forming some really great alliances with some of the best role players, some of the best people I've ever met in my life, like people who you can actually sit down and if you had a bad day outside of the game, you can sit down with them and you can just vent and have a chat, and they're there to help you and lift you up. Some just really, really, truly amazing individuals, and it's been really great to see. So having the actual ability in game to have an alliance with them, we have it on our website. And we take that stuff very seriously. We have that up on our website, all of our allies and stuff like that, and the Oath of Allegiance and whatnot. But it would be really great to see it come in game. And I think a lot of people think so as well. So thank you for that message, Sabella. Nanette says, I saw it on the same page when you click on the external one. I am more excited about the limestone because I can make proper Egyptian theme. Yeah, that'd be really cool to get some more thematically accurate stuff in game for different settings. That'd be pretty cool. Kev says possible granite. I think maybe in the future we might get granite, but I think limestone is the stone that we're getting right now. Maven says very excited even though I'm not a builder. Well, yeah, I mean, even if you're not a builder, like you could be excited for it because it's going to make the world around you more diverse and beautiful, right? So I can understand that. Fadril says, I'm very excited for new build pieces in all caps. He's not just excited about it. He is very excited. Fadril is a great builder. Fadril makes some really, truly amazing things in game, some works of art. If you guys have not seen the Stag and Willow Inn, it is breathtaking. It's out in Bloodhaven. Nick's RP, Province of Caries, Zone of Tremin, all the way to the west. You'll find Bloodhaven, some amazing builds out there. We even have our own life-size chessboard. It's pretty cool. I actually want to put that to use one of these days. If we can get enough people, use like Wizard's Chest or something where we are the pieces on the board. That'd be really cool.
Love it.
Let me see here. Got a couple more chats, and then we're going to talk about the Discord voice chat and our concerns with that and some things that I'd like to see implemented with it. Watson says no more wood pegs on the 13th. Maybe. That's not confirmed, but maybe. So stockpile them now. Keep them close to your heart, Watson. Kev says me, regulator, renovate. Watson says my house is ready to be switched out also easily. God Selling Grace is at Fadril in the channel Tavern Games. Oh, that's where you guys are doing the Farkle. Maven says, I sense a Fadril happy dance incoming. Probably, yeah, he does love building, so he's probably doing a happy dance here and all the new pieces we're going to be getting. All right. Do you have any final thoughts or anything like that about building changes, Ange, before we move on to Discord voice chat, which is a big one that I want to talk about? You got anything else to tie up with that?
I do not. I'm very excited for everybody, especially for Drill. Especially for Drill.
Nanette says, I know I'm happy dancing at the building pieces.
There you go.
Discord voice chat. So communication will get a major upgrade. Party and clan voice chat will now be integrated directly through Discord, making it easier than ever to coordinate with your allies. Jump on your chat menu or jump into the new voice chat lobby. So I'm kind of on the fence about this. I think that it's cool that they're starting to implement it, but I think in its first iteration, it's going to be missing a lot of features that are actually going to make it useful. We already have Discord. Like, we literally already have Discord. We're already in Discord with everyone. Everyone who's in my clan and allies and stuff, they're already on Discord. In fact, having it limited to only party and clan and not having like an allies one or a custom one that you can make and then invite people to, I think that'd go a long way to help it as well. But I think it's going to be kind of a shallow system. I think they're just testing the waters and getting it implemented. I don't know of any other game that has implemented Discord chat or Discord voice into the game yet. I think they're pioneering this. So let's give them a little bit of slack. And let's see what they're going to do with it and how it's going to pan out in the future. But I think they're just trying to get it into the game right now. I'm already in Discord with my clan and with my allies. We're already chatting. Like, me and Andrew are literally on Discord right now. That's how we're able to do this podcast even. Everything's fueled by Discord. So it's good to see it getting implemented in. I just don't really seeing it being that useful. Like, if I go out into PvP with 50 people, 60 people, we have allies with us. They're not in our clan. They can't join the clan voice chat to partake in that event then. We have to go on Discord anyways. So it's a bit limited. You could argue, oh, well, then they have party chat. Yeah, but we have like 15 parties here. If parties only go up to 6, we don't have raid groups. If we had a raid group, like in World of Warcraft, that went up to like 40 people, even then, we go over 40 people for a lot of stuff very often. I just don't know if it's going to be that useful until it gets fully fleshed out. But let's give them a little time. Let's let it cook. This is what we want. We want them to give us features that aren't finished yet, right? We just talked about that. It's time to put our money where our mouths are and accept the fact that we're going to be getting some things that probably are not going to be fully fleshed out. They say, but that's not all. Chat bubbles are back. Now messages sent in nearby party and clan will appear above your character, making in-game interactions more lively and immersive. I'm not convinced that that's more immersive. Hopefully they really truly consider, and let me know how you guys feel about this in chat. Would you like those chat bubbles to be toggleable? like the compass. I think it'd be a really big missed opportunity if they're not toggleable. If those aren't toggleable, you're now forced back into that. Now, some people have preferred it without the chat bubbles. So give us the option. Let us choose if we want to have it above our heads or not. I think that'd be a great option to be able to toggle it. Nanette says toggleable. Yep. I think that's probably going to be and honestly, like, even if you're not an opponent, a proponent of it being not shown, you can have it shown. It's giving the other people the option. It's like with the compass. Even if you don't want the compass, you can turn it off. So I think having options for as wide of a range of people as possible is the right way to go about doing that. Ange, how do you feel about the chat bubbles? Have you missed them? Do you hate chat bubbles? Like, how do you feel about chat bubbles? Because I have my opinions on them. I mean, I'm like, whatever. This chat bubble's a chat bubble, but
in the words of Moose, my immersion.
My immersion.
don't ruin my immersion. I don't see the point of them, except maybe to be able to view what somebody's talking about. Like, if I'm being nosy and I want to see what their chat bubble's saying, sure. Because that used to happen in the past. You could see people talking near you, and it could be not your business. But
right.
I don't know. I don't see the point of the chat bubble. I really don't.
So my thing with it is, I think maybe, I'm doing a live stream, I'm doing a big event, I want to hide my HUD, but I want to have the chat bubbles up without having to have the chat open. So that way viewers can see what people at the event are saying, like huzzah, or things in the background popping up above their head. But I'd like to be able to toggle that on and toggle my HUD off. That way I can still see what they're saying. I think that would be pretty immersive that way. But I'm coming from one-sided thing there. I mean, obviously I'm a streamer, so I'm coming from that avenue of trying to make content for people and bring that to everyone else. I mean, obviously your view is going to be a little different on that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I also have to think about only part of that is going to be showing, or are we talking the whole chat? Because before it was the whole chat at one point, and then it was cut off at some point. Not sure where.
I think they're talking about chat bubbles above your individual head now at this point. Like, you'll talk, and if you say hello, it'll go like bloop above your head. Hello. So that way you'll be able to.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that way you could tell who it came from and whatnot.
Yes, but how many characters are going to show up above your head? So let's say you wrote a long thing.
It's probably all of it.
Is going to show above it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably all of it. If I had to guess, it'd probably be all of it. I don't know how they would do it any other ways, because you're not going to be like scrolling through it. And if it's moving, like if they did like a fade thing where it came in from the bottom and faded out on the top, like that would be too hard to follow. I mean, I already have a hard enough time following the chat because freaking dyslexia. Like, I'll be reading something, lose my place, and like it's a nightmare. When the chat bounces, it makes it so much harder. And sometimes the chat bounces when people type stuff. It'll like pop to the bottom, pop to the top and stuff. And I have to constantly scroll through the chat. It's a nightmare right now. So hopefully when it goes above our heads, maybe it'll make it easier to actually read stuff. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, it might. And it also, I think, would help in RP events just strictly for people who have the side conversations. And then you can focus on whatever's actually you're trying to focus on. So I could see that benefit as well.
Right, yeah.
Definitely.
Nanette has a good point. Nanette says, it's a good idea. I'm going to scroll up here and read this really quick. Hold on. Nanette says, where'd it go? It's a good idea, but honestly, my fear is the biggest issue with people not being on the same page. And some using it for role play and others using it for out of character comms. Absolutely. And I think that at the end of the day, you can't really control what people do, and you have to just make your own happiness in life. So, I mean, there's always going to be people out there who are going to want to ruin your role play simply for the sake of wanting to ruin it. They're going to want to step on you or take out of character stuff and use it, whatever. People are always going to want to do that. And there's just, we call those people trolls at the end of the day. But that's always going to be an issue. I think that there's not really a way around it. My fear is that what happens when I'm streaming and I have it turned on and someone runs up to me and starts screaming explicit things or saying derogatory stuff towards chat just to try and get me like demonetized or something. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not technically legally responsible for that stuff. It's part of the game system, and does not reflect the views of my channel or me or anything like that. So it's kind of, it's a fine line. So I'm not too sure how they're going to balance that or how they're going to filter it and stuff or how they're going to make it work properly. But I think it could be good for a lot of people,
Right.
Let me see here. Nanette wants toggleable. Watson says at Ostrich, I don't know if Ostrich's still here or not, Watson, but I'll read your message either way. It says, here's a question. When will we see a permission system that we can use for non-clan member friends and alts be able to interact with items of the plot like we can with clan members? I've wanted that since day one. You can add a friend and have them access a chest, like them in particular. Godson Gray says, I really enjoy the bubbles because I hate trying to close the chat or chase in the chat box. I agree 100%. Yeah, that chat box pisses me off. If it functioned properly, it wouldn't be so bad. Unforgettable says, bubbles are nice to see where a conversation is happening. That's my fear as well, is that it could be abused. If there's role play and proximity chat and voice chat and stuff like that, if I pop up a chat bubble, I think that it needs to correspond, if they ever do bring proximity voice chat into the game, it needs to correspond with the fade out distance of the voice. Because otherwise, like with targeting, there's a big exploit right now with targeting. If you're trying to find someone in PvP, you could just put your fireball gloves on and then go to cast the spell and spin around in circles and it'll lock onto them through the walls and you can see where they are and it allows you to narrow in on people. I think that could be a problem too with chat bubbles. If there's not like a whisper and, a normal voice and a yell and different ranges where these chat bubbles will show up, there's a lot of things that could be done there. You know what I mean? Sabella says, I love the chat bubbles for large roleplay groups. Helps keep track of what the people close to you are saying. Yeah, you could just read above their heads then. I could see that. What is up with the eight? Oh, I get it. I know what they're doing here. I know what clever. This is them. This is them saying they want the chat bug fixed. Maven goes, wah. UTV goes, ah, wah, 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 it's the chat bug. Everyone's seen it. You guys know what we're talking about. Yeah, that needs to get addressed for sure. I'm with you. Salty Veteran, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, brother. He says, what's up, homies? Not much. We're just having a little chat. Ostrich stopped by for a little bit, so it was good to hear from him again. But yeah, it's great to see you, Salty. Thanks for stopping by. We're just going through this update and seeing all the stuff that we're going to have to play with. Maven says, hey, Salty. Fidel says, sup, Salty. Athena says, hi. So, hey, Athena. How's it going, Athena? Welcome in. I don't know if I've seen your message yet. I had to skip a bunch of messages up above. I had to come down here to the current chat, so I apologize if I missed anything. Nanette says, exactly. That is an issue because just like right now, the general text is huge range of people utilizing it too. Exactly. But it comes down to once more, as you stated before, can't really police everyone. Exactly. You have to make your own fun and just hope that people are going to be acting in good faith to not ruin people's RP experiences. Maven says, sorry, our chat got stuck. Yeah, I got it. I got you. Nanette says, it's a call. It's the call of our people, darn it. Salty says, nothing. Been hooked on Fields of Mistra. Everything Stardew Valley should have been. Nice break from PAX from time to time. Oh yeah, I get that for sure. We were just talking about that at the beginning of the podcast too. Having those little escapes and stuff, and why I run a community and why we have a community around gaming and not just PAX Day in particular, and building those lifelong bonds and friendships and stuff. Maven, member for 5 months of the Sleuth Squad. She's using her 5-month membership super chat shout out to the Cheeky Buggers United community. I feel so blessed to call so many of you friend. Thank you, Void, for creating this place for everyone. You are more than welcome. It is my pleasure. It is my absolute pleasure to bring so many great people together. Thank you for your message, Maven, and thank you for being a Sleuth Squad member for 5 months. I really appreciate all of your support and everyone's support. Thank you so much, man. All right, we're caught up on chat. We've gone over Discord voice chat. We talked about the chat bubbles. There's a little bit of a video here. I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'm going to mute it, though, so it doesn't blow my eardrums out. I'm going to pause it. We're going to break it down. It looks like the voice chat thing is going to be over on the left-hand side. You can see a little speaker there. And it says clan voice chat 0 out of 32 because nobody is tuned in just yet. Same with party. They click the settings. The setting says input, output, input mode, voice activity, or push to talk, and volume controls, looks like. You can change the volumes, change it over to voice activity if you like. So waving at someone. I noticed something here. This headband, I know it's kind of small on your guys' screen, but this headband, it looks like a gold crown with like gold chains coming off of it. I don't think that's in the game yet. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Is
that new?
Not in the game.
That's new, right? They're teasing us here, guys.
I've never seen that.
They're teasing us. We got a new little head crown thing here. That looks really nice. Looks kind of regal. Let's see what else they do here. So they go, oh, look, 1 out of 32 is already in clan voice chat. She's about to hit join, and you can see, oh, look, it shows a little banner who's in there. So this person right in front of her, I can't really quite make out the name, but this person who's in front of her is in the voice chat. And I undeafened it, or I unmuted it for a second just so I could hear them. Yeah, they're chatting. You could hear their voices. They're just chatting in game. And then you can see they have deafen self, unmute self, and you could probably mute the microphone of other people and stuff like that. You have someone who's just listening here. Leader looks like it says. Starbucks says, some of us aren't our peers. We'll humor for a time, but it's not our focus. If I'm saying hello, I won't differentiate LOL versus laughs heartily. Well, no, and I think that's the thing too. Like if you can actually laugh with your voice, you won't have to be like LOL. You're not going to say LOL or laughs heartily. Maybe if you're narrating something, but like you're just going to literally laugh, you know? God Sound Like Grace says, does it have stuff hanging from a crown? It does. It looks like there's some gold chains or something coming down from this gold crown here. There, they deafen and undeafen themselves. That's a little sneak peek there. Markets update. I have to get going pretty soon, so I'm going to be fireballing through the rest of this here to try and make sure we touch on all this. I have a Star Wars event to actually get to pretty soon here. I'm supposed to be leaving in like 4 minutes, but I can leave a little later than that. But we're gonna go through all this as quick as we can. But if I cut it short, guys, it's not intentional. We've been going for over 2 hours already. We've been chatting about this stuff. So let's get through the rest of this here. First and foremost, let me pull up an image. 1 second. We have this image here. Let me grab it and pull it over here. This image was PAX Day responding to, I gave them a little bit of pushback here because they put out their post and they showed people actually sitting in chairs. And I said, teasing us with sitting in chairs again, tisk tisk. And they actually replied and said, actually sitting in chairs is coming in the next patch. So they did reach out to me over on Twitter. Make sure you're following at Play PAX Day and at Inner Sleuths over on X or Twitter or whatever the hell they call it nowadays. But they did actually respond to me over there. And some other images that we have right here are some of the new, I just realized I never actually throughout this entire stream unpaused Tangia. I apologize. If you guys were trying to do Tangias, they were paused this whole time, which was probably a good thing because we had so much chat to try and get through that I would have gotten so distracted. But apologies if you tried to put any Tangias through. If they fall off after the stream ends, the tokens will be refunded back to you. At least they should be. So market updates. Heartland browsing. Now, this is something that is controversial to me, and I know a lot of people as well. And we've talked about this extensively, but you'll now be able to browse through all market stalls in the home valley from one menu. Open the tab menu, press tab or I, and then click the market tab on the top. Find what you need and press view location to see the location on the map. You can even set a waypoint, which will appear on your map or compass. Now, I understand the convenience of this, and I'm just going to be brief with it because I've kind of beat this dead horse with a stick before, but my concern with it is that people will just border hop to see what's for sale somewhere and then just leave. And coming from a roleplay standpoint, I feel like this can take away from the roleplay immersion. Going to the stalls and actually going into town and browsing really helps to fuel that. And being on a roleplay server, I think that, people just being able to border hop to see, I don't know, there's nothing there for me to say, but it is a huge quality of life thing. So I know wherever you guys are coming from. Better search and sorting. You'll be able to they're going to be adding filters for sorting and making finding items easier. You can now sort by price, quantity, lifetime, and more on both local stalls and in the Heartland Market. In the Heartland Market, you can also sort by distance. So that's how far the stalls are going to be away from you. If it's on the other side of the zone or whatever. This feature will be refined in the following updates. This is, again, their first iteration. These are some of the new stalls that we're going to have available to us. They say new market stall variants, pimp your markets. A new market stall variant will be added. So a new, singular, one new market stall variant will be added, giving you 2 designs to choose from. And let's pull up one at a time here, these images. So these look pretty nice. I mean, this one here has some different aesthetic stuff on it. It's got some mushrooms and stuff. Presumably you're still gonna be able to just sell whatever you want at them. But it's nice to see some more variety coming into the world, honestly. And then here we have another one. You can see a close-up of like some mushrooms and stuff here. And another one. potions or, vials and stuff sitting up on the top there. And then our final image here, we got some flowers hanging from the top portion up above. So it looks really nice. I'm excited to have more market stall options and variants and things like that. The more they flesh out these systems, the more it'll become a full-fledged MMO. Let me see here. Catch up on some chat really quick. Cat Died says, I hope it shows my character's name and not Dancing Hippo 2391. Yes, 100%. I agree with you there for sure. Maven Moon says, we've been big as a clan with meeting people in the level they are comfortable with for RP. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And that's one of our rules actually for RP. We don't have a lot of rules because we're pretty laid back, but one of them, going along with common sense and respect is just don't implicate others in your role play and meet them at their level. Try to accommodate them as best as possible. Some people like a lot of role play. Some people like a little bit of role play. Maven says, I can't wait for the emote to dance. Cat Died says, would be great if the items contained in the market stall are updated / reflected in the actual models you see. That'd be nice as well. Maven Moon says, nice touches on the market stalls. Yeah. It's nice to have some new variants, Not too much really to say about that other than that's what we're going to get. We're going to get another thing there. Normally I'd spend more time talking about the Heartland browsing, but if it seems like I'm rushing, I only got a couple minutes left. So I'm really trying to get through all this stuff with you guys. Again, we've been going for over 2 hours, pushing 2 hours and 15 minutes now, which normally isn't a problem, but I have that Star Wars pre-release event down at Dane's, guys. If you're in the area, come on out, come to the pre-release party. New emotes. So ready to show off some moves. New emotes are coming. Your character can now salute, cheer, and even dance, and maybe even more than that. Plus, sitting animations have been added. The special emotes can be performed while seated. This is a breath of fresh air. Now, is this going to bring a lot of people back to the game? Probably not, but it's things that should have been there from the beginning, and it's things that I'm happy to have. So I'm going to praise this as a win for us. You know how many times I've heard people complain about not being able to sit? I don't have to hear it anymore. You're going to be able to sit really soon, guys. They also go on to say that we'll let you discover the full list of possibilities on your own. Once the patch is released, just press B and have fun. Can't wait to see your best screenshots and videos featuring the new animations. Absolutely. I'm going to be covering all of this stuff once we get our hands on it. Let's see. So we got the new emotes here. There's a whole new wheel and you can see some new ones on there. Let's play it. There's the salute. Looks like it's kind of cool. Little hand on heart. Little Roman salute there or something almost. You got this dance. When I looked at this already, this looked a little goofy, but hey, it's letting us express ourselves a little more. It looked a little janky. Wasn't the most smooth thing, but I'm happy to have it. I'm not going to complain. I'm happy to have this. It's cool. It may look a little goofy or whatnot, but happy to have it. And then you got a cheer. Get a little cheer going on. You'll probably be able to do cheer maybe from seated as well. Who knows? Starbucks says need keybinds for emotes. Yeah, it would be nice to have it like a direct, but I don't think pressing B and clicking it's that cumbersome. It works. XU says, I guess it's time for me to fix the chairs in my hall. Yes, I'm going to have to go through and do a lot of chair work as well. But we have to see how you actually sit first because you don't want to clip into the table in front of you. You got to put the chair far enough back, Maven says, remember, a presence over perfection is what we're asking for. Absolutely, yeah, and that's why I'm not going to complain about it looking a little goofy. I'd rather have it. Hell, we had the animation to teleport home where it looked like you were taking a massive dump for the longest time, and now it looks really cool like you're Iron Man trying to fly or something, but happy to have that in-game for sure. 2 more notes. Resource gathering changes. Gathering wood and ore is about to get smoother than ever. A new interactive UI will now appear when approaching tool-required node like trees or ore deposits, showing the node's name, description, required tool, and hardness level. If you have a valid tool in your inventory, pressing the interact with it will automatically equip it and start to gather those resources, and then it'll switch back to your previous equipment when done. No more manual tool swapping, just gather and go. I really like that. I think it's a huge quality of life thing. We'll see how smooth it is. We'll see how it actually affects the cooldowns for your weapons and things like that. Because what if you accidentally press the key and now you de-equipped your sword and equipped your pickaxe and now you're going to be waiting for that cooldown when it comes back for your sword. I don't know. There's probably some little things like that. We're gonna test it out. We're gonna find it all, and we're gonna report all the F8s and talk to them on the Discord and stuff. Because Ostric gave us the heads up. Hey, if we want to see some more stuff, it's a good way to get that conveyed over to them with our ideas is over on the Discord. So I'm going to try and be better at that. I'm going to try and interact more with them over on their official Discord as well. You know, for a time there, I thought maybe just doing the podcast was enough. And I think these podcasts are absolutely great. I love giving you guys a voice and sitting down here and having these chats. And clearly the devs are paying attention and listening to us here and our opinions and stuff. But I think, why not do it all? Use the F8s, use the podcasts as our platform, and go and talk to them on Discord as well. So I'm going to be doing my best to be more interactive over on the official PAX Day Discord. But this is pretty cool. I think it's going to be neat to not have to worry about swapping and things like that. It's a nice quality of life. And our last topic here, Unreal Engine 5.4, which again, I think this is one of the main things that holds them up with their development. I can't be for certain, but I just have a hunch that the engine updates and stuff like that are really giving, you know, some hurdles, and they're working through it. But they say in this content update, we will be updating our Unreal Engine to version 5.4, following our principle of using the latest and most outstanding features of Unreal Engine for the best possible visual fidelity and performance. My performance in game has been great. It has been wishy-washy at times where I would be like at 30 FPS in town, and I'm getting over 100 now. So I'm not sure. I haven't changed anything. Same settings, same rig, all the same. So, Ange, how's your performance been as of late? Have you seen like dips and you know, peaks and stuff like that as well?
I feel like it's gotten better. It definitely has. I mean, it has its moments. Everything does, but I feel like it's really improved.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think it came down to like they did the flower pots and the vine pass or whatever they did, and it really did help, I think.
That did.
So they say we're super excited to hear your thoughts on all these updates. Share your feedback on Discord. As always, the Mainframe team. They really want to hear from us on Discord, guys. That is something that they are really, really wanting to have. So Wolfenstein, welcome in. Wolfenstein PAX Day says, when will the weather change in game? Maybe with Unreal Engine 5.4, crossing fingers. Maybe. I'm not too sure. We've noticed a lot of things changing behind the scenes in terms of weather. We've heard rain. We've seen things get wet. We've seen a lot of strange stuff like puddles form and really weird things, but we haven't actually seen weather yet. So I think they're working on it. Maybe that'll be a surprise feature. I don't know, because they did say don't be surprised if things turn up in the you know, deep dark corners of Gallia. So who knows? There might be some things that'll pop up that'll surprise us. Maven says dinner party soon at Fadril and Moon's Manor. Absolutely, guys. If you guys want to, I got to go to the Star Wars event, but you guys want to have a you know, a nice little get together, hop on the Discord chat and get a hold of Maven and Fadril and stuff and see when that dinner party is going to be. Dinner party soon at Fadril and Moon's Manor. Cat Died says, don't forget to like and subscribe. Cat, really appreciate you, man. Yeah, guys, if you could please show some support for the channel. If you guys liked what we talked about here today, if you love this platform of coming together and have an open chat together, please consider subscribing. Please click that like button down below and, you know, consider becoming a channel member. You don't have to, but it really does help out more than you know. And there, my number's just updated in the top left corner. We're actually past 1,200 now, but thank you guys. Thank you for all the support. I really do appreciate you. Thank you guys for all the subscriptions. Thank you guys for all the channel memberships and all the super chats. You guys are the best. This is bringing us to our closing here because I do got to run. So I'll run through my outro. As we say goodbye here, I really do appreciate all of you being here today and taking the time to go over this. We are 2 hours and 15 minutes into this PaxCast. This one went pretty long, but it was a lot of fun. Ange, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be here as well and giving us your insight on this. It's really great. I want to start bringing some more guests on because it's really great to get different perspectives from different people, and it helps the viewers really get a voice to a name of a maybe someone who's a prominent figure. Maybe they've seen you in game or something, and now they actually get to hear you and interact with you. And we're always hanging out over on Discord as well, guys. Join the Cheeky Buggers United community Discord server. Type !Discord like Maven just did up above if you're over on YouTube, and you will get a link over to our community Discord server where we do all kinds of stuff. We play all kinds of games, and we like to harbor the best gaming experience that you can possibly have. So come give us a try and hang out with some people and make some cool friends. And if you guys would like to join the Order of the Blood Brothers, you can go to our website, www.cheekybugger.net, or type !Website in chat, and you can fill out your very own application to join the Order of the Blood Brothers. We have a bunch of new people signing up. We just got through 8 last week. Our clan continues to grow. We're like pushing 250 registered members in the clan. It's absolutely insane, guys. The turnout for the free and innocent, for the protection of the free and innocent people of Gallia has been absolutely astonishing. When we march out in PvP in protection of the free and innocent people, it really sends a statement. So good on everyone who's been joining the clan and putting their best foot forward, who's already in the clan and showing that we are leading by example and we're putting our best foot forward. But if you guys want to be a part of that and you want to join something bigger, you want to be a part of that free camaraderie, come and join the Order of the Blood Brothers. We got a lot of fun stuff coming out. Now that my voice is getting a little better, I got some more podcast episodes I'm going to be recording for my other podcasts. What did I call it? I called it Graveheart's Fables. So if you guys would like to hear more of those, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know over on Discord. You guys can always send me a message. My door is always open to help anyone with anything. I'm Void_Lock over on Discord. But that's going to do it for me for this one. Again, Ange, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now, guys.
Brisket on the grill, now fill our bellies deep. Juicy, smoky, savory, warriors never sleep. Glistening, crushed, shining bright, there's a flavor near. Slice through all the tough times, tenderness so dear. Oh, brisket, walk right, taste that makes us strong. Low and slow we cook it, hear us sing our song. Smoky scents are rising, spices dance in air. Caramel crust inviting, brisket brings us there. Oh, brisket, walk right, taste that makes us strong. Low and slow we cook it, hear us sing our song. Our song. Smoky scents arising, spices dance in air. Caramel crust inviting, brisket brings us there. Oh, brisket, walk right, flavored in each bite. Symphony of seasons, makes our songs ignite. Of song. So perfect, mouth watering just right. Chew that's so tender, brisket fuels our fight.